Week number 4 of the high school football season about to get underway. The first of 2 this week here on CRM Live Sports and CRMLiveSports.com as we come your way from Kingston Stadium here in Cedar Rapids. As tonight, it'll be the Linn-Mar Lions taking on the Warriors of Cedar Rapids, Washington. And a pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome. Scott Udash, Coach John Haggerty with you as we get ready for 2 teams that know each other quite well, met a year ago, and 2 teams that are coming off of tough losses. Linn-Mar last week dropping a game to Pleasant Valley in overtime, a home game, but played over at John Wall Memorial Field. Meanwhile, for Cedar Rapids, Washington, they dropped a game to Cedar Rapids Kennedy right here at Kingston Stadium. Welcome in to the Plumb Supply Kitchens and Baths pregame show. And a big thank you to Plumb Supply Kitchens and Baths, their showroom located on Blair's Ferry Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids, 1710 Blair's Ferry Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids. And a beautiful night for football, John. A good crowd starting to come in. Colonel's playing playoff baseball across the way, and so this is kind of the hub of all sports activity right now, isn't it?
Yeah, about 1/3 more, and we'd be playing some hockey tonight like we did a week ago Thursday. So.
That's right. We had the triad.
That's right.
At that particular time. But this should be a good one. 1-2 Linn-Mar, 2-1 Washington. Warriors still in the Gazette rankings at number 9 in Class 4A, despite the loss last week to Kennedy. And for the Warriors, yes, it was a loss, but you take a look at it in retrospect, and big plays, not good offense, and really bad special teams, according to Mo Blue, really haunted this Washington football team last week.
A couple of punts were blocked. They missed an extra block PAT. They had some good coverage kickoff and punt return issues, and so on a short week, that's tough to get that turned around. But you got to know that was a point of emphasis. And Mo Blue and his staff, those guys, not their first rodeo, so you know that those things will show improvement tonight, and they need to. But Linn-Mar is going to provide a big challenge.
Yeah, they are. And the Lions coming off an overtime loss to Pleasant Valley, and it's been a very odd year for Tim Lovell and the Lions. They have not been able to be on their home field yet. We'll get an update on that. A little breaking news coming up with that coach's interview coming up in just a little bit. But said they were proud, but it's there are no such thing as moral victories, as you know, in coaching and in football.
And I guess what I would say is that if you listen to all of the talking heads, they kind of universally acknowledge that in 5A, Pleasant Valley is the team in eastern Iowa that probably is sitting atop the heap right now. So it's a huge feather in Linn-Mar's cap for them to be able to say that they held them, first of all, to 1 touchdown in regulation, and second, took them into overtime last week. Yeah, that's right. There's no such thing as a moral loss, but they have to feel emboldened by the fact that they went toe-to-toe with Pleasant Valley, who very good team. And, tonight they want to say, okay, we got to go 48 or maybe more to take care of business with Wash. Because seriously, Scott, this game tonight for both of these teams, ultra critical in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it really is. For Wash, they start district play next week, and they do it against Xavier right here at Kingston Stadium next Friday night in a game that we'll have. And then Linn-Mar goes home, and they will take on the Jayhawks next week on homecoming night. By the way, happy homecoming night to all the Warriors tonight, as they have a week 4 homecoming here tonight by hosting their metro rival, the Linn-Mar Lions. So, Linn-Mar with a win has a really good chance to get 3-2 and just over the halfway mark. So that's what they are looking at anyway. And we got 2 good defenses, especially when you take a look at this Washington defense, John. They're giving up only 133 yards a game, only 54 rushing. And you've got a Linn-Mar defense not too bad in their own right. Really stepped it up last week, 255 yards, but they're only giving up 135 on the ground. The 2 offenses, they need to get things going, and both coaches said they challenged their offenses this week.
Could be a low-scoring affair, but every time I say that, then we have a shootout. So I've learned through years of working with you, Scott, to not make any predictions.
All right, let's hear it from the 2 coaches. Let's talk first with Head coach Mo Blue of the Warriors of Cedar Rapids, Washington, and his take as Washington gets ready to host Linn-Mar tonight here on CRM Live Sports from Kingston Stadium.
Back at Kingston Stadium on the Plum Supply Kitchens and Bass pregame show. Washington Linn-Mar to kick off week 4, and head coach Mo Blue of the Washington Warriors joining me. And coach, we're just talking about the fact that defense last week, stat-wise, not too bad, but big plays and special teams kind of doomed you.
Yeah, they did. I mean, you can't allow block punts. You can't be bad on kick and punt coverage. You know, you can't give a team like Kennedy the ball on our side of the 50 for a half and expect to win. And we just made too many mistakes. We did a lot of things well, but we made too many mental and physical mistakes last week to even be competitive.
Yeah, and the offense wasn't what you wanted it to be after 2 really good weeks. And what's the key getting it back on track tonight?
Well, we just got to execute and play fast, and that's kind of what we've been lacking. Just do what the kids have been coached to do. You see open looks, you got to get the ball to guys, and up front we just got to make sure we're getting off the ball and locking in and driving people instead of playing catch with them.
Also, last year, similar situation. We were 2-1 going into this game, and then things did not go well. They started off bad and got worse against Linn-Mar, and I imagine you reminded the troops about that.
Yeah, I mean, last year I think we played 90% of the game with our defenses back to the wall starting from the 40, so it's kind of hard to play defense that way. We only gave up like 200 yards total for the game, but bad field position and not being able to move the ball offensively last year killed us. So, hopefully, like I said, we can get off to a fast start offensively and just move the chains so we can, win the field position game.
Still going with the dual quarterbacks?
Yeah, that's the plan tonight. Steve will go a little longer tonight in the first half, then we'll start rotating it again.
Of course, homecoming, that always brings about its own special flavor, right? No,
you know what? It hasn't been a big deal. Usually it's a distraction and a half, but we talked about it after the game last week. Take care of what you got to take care of on Saturday, so when we go to work on Sunday, everything's squared away and we can keep the main thing, which is the game.
And maybe a short week helps that.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a short week for us. We still got our 4 days. Like I said, we practiced on Sunday, so we got our normal weekend just one day ahead of schedule. It was actually tougher on the coaches than it was the kids. They at least got a day off, and we had to work all day on Sunday. So, but I think we're as ready as we can be right now. With like you said, it was a short week, so hopefully we do a better job of executing tonight and see what happens.
Well, what about this Linn-Mar team? They gave PV a real good scare last week. Defensively, they're tough.
Yeah, they're really solid defensively. They fly around and get to the football. The big thing is, like I said, it's going to be about executing your assignments and finding open guys when you got the shots, because you're not going to have a whole lot of them. So you got to take advantage of the opportunities you get and not let stuff pass you by.
Well, 3-1 going into district sounds a lot better than 2-2, right?
Oh, absolutely. And we're in the second game of a pretty tough 4-game stretch right now. So, like I told the kids last week, we'll find out what we're made out of this week. How we're going to bounce back and compete tonight. Well, I think it'll tell us a lot about where we're at right now.
All right. Best of luck to the Warriors.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Back with more after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Plum Supply Kitchens and Baths. Your home never looks so beautiful. Plumbing fixtures, a great variety. Transform your home with Plum Supply. Our kitchen designs are amazing. Our service is priceless. Plum Supply. Touch and see. Plum Supply Kitchens and Baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
The Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council represents 18 building trade unions in the corridor. Each union provides skilled workers for construction projects throughout the area. Union workers are highly skilled professionals who are determined to better their communities. The building trades unions are always looking toward the future. Training in registered apprenticeships is available. Visit their website at cricbt.org for more information. The Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building and Trades Council. committed to getting the job done right the first time. Plum Supply Kitchens and Baths pregame show. Linn-Mar and Wash getting ready to go at it here at Kingston. And Tim Lovell, the head coach of the Linn-Mar Lions, joining me. And tough one last week. There's no such thing as, those wins that aren't a W, actually, but real good performance against a good PV team.
Yeah, that was performance for us. I think to get to that next level, emotionally, physically, because there's just some unsure things in that North Liberty game that we had to clean up. The first half was really not anything we expected to come out and be down 25 points, but we responded really well, and so that was the challenge that following week, and we had our best week of practice to that point and showed up. Now, PV is a good physical football team on both sides of the ball, so for us to hang defensively like that and have a chance at the end, against a highly ranked opponent, that's where you want to be. For our program to get to the next step, we got to be able to compete at a high level consistently. So,
yeah, and the defense shut down a pretty potent team.
Yeah, a team that was averaging well over 300 yards a game rushing. You hold to under 200 yards rushing, almost like 230 total. I think it was a real earmark for our kids to recognize, hey, we can play against a really quality opponent, and we can sustain it for 4 quarters. So now we got to put it on both sides of the ball. Offense has to step up this week. We challenged them a little bit to put some drives together, but we got a great defense we're playing against. Washington's no joke. They like to fly around and get after it.
Well, how about the offensive side of things? Let's start with the quarterback, sophomore, and how's he done so far?
He's been as advertised. We weren't sure who was going to win the battle between A. Benning and Austin Waller as we progressed through the summer, and both competed really well. Austin has really just kind of shown that that's a job that he's wanted, and he's earned it. And he's earned it the way he practices, the way he leads in the huddle, the way that he shows up on Friday nights. And you saw some sophomore things Friday, but you also saw some big play capability from him and keep his head in the game that you need to see from your quarterback. So we're really pleased with both quarterbacks, to be honest with you, and excited for Austin's future, to be honest with you.
Well, I know you'd like to have number 26 full strength. What's the update on that?
He's continuing to work himself back. The ankle injury he had in our scrimmage really set him back. He couldn't really do anything for about 2 weeks, and so then he started getting back in therapy with our trainers, and last week we got him back in the game. He's just shaking off the rust. He doesn't have quite the breath in him, if you will, conditioning-wise, and so Jackson Severson has done a really great job filling in for him. But anytime you lose, 1,300 yards rushing and that physical presence on the field, it's tough for you to overcome. And so I'm proud of Ben, I'm proud of Jackson for filling in for Carter, but Carter is just continuing to get a little bit better every single week. So he's not going to start tonight, and he knows that, but again, that's just a function of where he is physically, and I think he'll be fine to play, but next week and the week after, we really need to start seeing him kind of jump in the reins again, if you will.
Well, about Wash, like you mentioned, defense has been really, really good this year. What else about the Warriors?
Well, they just fly around. They got a huge offensive line. They got a big physical tailback. They have a really athletic tailback as well, and then Watts McBride and the sophomore kid. They're not afraid to throw it downfield, and they're not afraid to try and jam it down your throat, and they bring pressure from all over. So they create a lot of problems for you matchup-wise. Not to mention, Miles Thompson, he's a kid that's super fast. So we have our challenge cut out for us tonight on both sides of the ball. I think last week was a really good confidence builder for us from a defensive perspective. Like I said, we can hang with high-powered offenses. So the challenge is for us, can we keep them away from from being on the field, and can we get off the field on 3 and out? So I'm anxious to see what the team shows up. We had a really great week of practice, and last week was good. This week was even better. So like I told our team, if you're fortunate to come out with a win, it's not because you didn't have a great week of practice. It's because you really prepared and focused, and our kids seemed really locked in.
One more game on the road, and then you get to go home finally.
Yeah, we're really excited for that. Like I mentioned before we got on the air here, that we get to go back in this weekend to our home and move back from the complex where we've been practicing since June, and our kids are really excited for that. And with Jefferson next week, we haven't really been looking forward at all, other than getting to play on our turf, and so we're really excited for that. It's just different being away from where you're used to being all the time. Your locker room, your field, the comforts of just being in your stadium. So we're excited for that. We're excited to get this thing kicked off tonight.
All right, best of luck to the Lions.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
We'll be back with more right after this here on CRM Live Sports. Looking for reliable and professional plumbing service in the metro area? Look no further than Evans Plumbing. From the smallest and simplest jobs to large commercial plumbing needs, Evans Plumbing will strive to exceed expectations by ensuring that all plumbing work is done to the highest of standards. Evans Plumbing uses only the highest quality parts and equipment to ensure customer satisfaction is guaranteed, and 24-hour emergency service is available. Evans Plumbing, 5070 18th Avenue Southwest, and at evansmasterplumber.com. Does your business need signs, nameplates, or name badges? Looking to recognize an employee, athlete, or student for a job well done, or promote your next big event? Letter Perfect in Cedar Rapids has what you need to identify, recognize, and promote. ADA-compliant office signs, industrial signs, full-color signs, dimensional letters, personalized plaques, and awards of all kinds, and thousands of items to customize with your company logo to promote your business. Letter Perfect, 5412 Centerpoint Road Northeast, and online at letperfect.com.
Scott Unash, John Haggerty back with you at Kingston Stadium. You heard from both coaches on the Plum Supply Kitchens and Baths pregame show as we get closer and closer to kickoff here between the Washington Warriors and the Linn-Mar Lions. A series that has been pretty darn even. The last 9 meetings going back to, they haven't played every year since conference football went away, but over the last 9 meetings, Wash has won 5, Linn-Mar has won 4, but as we heard from both coaches, John, last year was all Linn-Mar, 36-7, and they took it to Wash early, and they took it to Wash often over at Linn-Mar Stadium.
Really had their way with the Warriors, there's no doubt. And as I look back at my stat sheet from last year, interestingly enough, player of the game was Carter Henderson for Linn-Mar, who had the hat trick, 3 rushing touchdowns. And so we'll find out whether his effectiveness tonight is going to be as reliable as it was last year. That's one of the storylines right here. But after listening to both coaches, Scott, I mean, time of possession might be, and who's got the ball in their hands, well, their offense's hands more than the other team, might be one of the key factors tonight.
Yes. Another sophomore quarterback to look at tonight.
Boy, we've seen our share already, haven't we?
Austin Waller, 5'10", 170-pound sophomore. And he has... We knew Linn-Mar was going to have a new quarterback after McKay Jelinek last year. It was either going to be Benning or Waller who was going to step in there. The numbers aren't gaudy yet. It's thrown for 397 yards, just under 400 yards through 2 games so far to lead the Lions. 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Got very good receivers, though, and they are very good after the catch. Yards after catch. Dylan Mazinski, who's a sophomore, doesn't start but gets a lot of playing time. TJ Jackson, Taden Ferguson, and they've got a really good junior tight end, 6'3", 220-pounder, and Keaton Roscup for the Lions. So they got some weapons, certainly, and if they get Carter Henderson back tonight, which it sounds like they will, a little bit more, this offense could come into vogue.
No doubt about that. And as far as the young quarterbacks that we're seeing emerge at the varsity level here in the big school league, it's really no surprise. And it's a reflection, I think, Scott, of the emphasis in the younger ranks that parents and the youth leagues are putting on the skills and the fundamentals. These guys are coming up. You know, the Gianforte kid from Kennedy was a good example of this a week ago when we saw him. They do not look like they are intimidated whatsoever to step into the bright lights of Friday night on the varsity for the first time because, you know, they've spent so much time drilling the fundamentals and with their special coaches and all those. I mean, they've been preparing for it, so why not? Let's get in there and get your feet wet.
For Washington, they're going to go with the 2-quarterback system again. As you heard from Coach Mo Blue, Stephen Kane probably going to get a little bit more of a look, especially in the first half. I'm going to be interested to see if Wash goes with just Watts McBride in the backfield or if they're going to have both Watts McBride and then Alex Taylor. Seems like when the Bison has the ball, good things happen.
Well, if you've never tuned into it or seen one of the Wash football varsity games this year, you know, Alex Taylor is, you know, we refer to him, we've kind of dubbed him the Bison, but he is a man-child that is handed the ball, and he's got some nice speed to go along with these tree stump legs that he is so big and strong. It'll be fun to see what kind of the job he can do against this Linn-Mar defense, because as you heard Tim Lovell say, they did a pretty good job of shutting down the rushing attack of PV last week, and that's a big feather in their cap.
Little different, though. That's a triple option attack. You don't see that very often anymore, but Washington, of course, goes with a little bit more one back and spread. Our keys to the game is brought to you each week by the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council, representing 18 building trade unions in the corridor. Apprenticeships are available. Visit them at cricbt.org. cricbt.org. And what do you got written down tonight for Washington Linn-Mar?
Well, obviously for Wash, special teams have got to show improvement this week. They lost that game last week against Kennedy in many respects because of a fundamental lack of execution on special teams. And speaking of executions, how many times did we hear Mo Blue use that word in your pregame interview with him? They cannot have penalties tonight. They cannot have turnovers if they want to play in this game with a very good Linn-Mar team. Now, one other thing about Wash before I turn to Linn-Mar. They Wash really tonight, Scott. They need to have a balance of run and pass. They can't just hang their hat on one side of the offensive schemes here. And so if Mo Blue can get his team to keep the defense for Linn-Mar off balance, never knowing whether they're going to pass or run, that's going to go a long, long way to helping the Warriors with that time of possession. And speaking of time of possession, that's the key tonight. You heard it from Tim Lovell, the head coach of Linn-Mar himself. He needs to have the ball in his hands, not Wash's.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Washington Band with our national anthem. There you go, our national anthem, courtesy of the Washington Warrior Marching Band here tonight as we come your way from Kingston Stadium. First two, tomorrow night right back here, another Metro battle as Jeff and Kennedy will go at it. And time now for our starting lineups are presented by Evans Plumbing. From the smallest to large commercial needs, as well as 24-hour emergency service. All you need to do is go to the professionals at Evans Plumbing. EvansMasterPlumber.com. Stop by 5070 18th Avenue Southwest. In Cedar Rapids, as the Lions make their way out onto the field, Warriors will make their way out in the field coming up in a moment. Linn-Mar offensively, they will go. They got two guys named Kennick. How about that? Kennick Nims at one tackle, 6'1", 230 pounds, and a senior. And the other tackle's a sophomore, Maverick Stapley, 6'2", 215, and a sophomore. A lot of sophomores for both of these two teams in the starting lineups. The guards are Tyler Satterley, 5'9", 205, and a senior. Sam Watts, 215, and a junior. Ashton Talbot, 190-pound senior center. The quarterback is Austin Waller, 5'10", 170, and a sophomore. Jackson Severson will get the start at running back, 5'10", 180-pound senior. 5 yards per carry so far this year for Severson, but we will see the 1,300-yard rusher from a year ago, Carter Henderson, get in more tonight. Hayden Toms is a fullback, 5'10", 175, and a senior. And the starting wide receivers are Taden Ferguson, 6'2", 170, and a junior. And T.J. Jackson, 6', 160, and a senior. Keaton Roskup is the tight end, a junior, 6'3", 215. The Evans Plumbing starting lineups for Washington. Up front, Asa Grieco at left tackle, 6'3", 270 and a senior. Zach Novak at left guard at 235 and a senior. The center is Jefflin Donray Jr. at 220 pounds. Skylar Boyer at right guard, 300 pounds and a senior. And the right tackle is sophomore Wyatt Young, 6'1", 185. 4 wideouts. No Jaden Harris again tonight for the Warriors. We'll see. For Washington, among the group, Michael Blank is the leader, by far the leading receiver, 5'11", 116, a senior. And also out there we will see Beard, we'll see Mitvalski, maybe Miles Thompson as well for Washington. Stephen Kane will get the start, 6', 170 and a junior. We'll also see Malik Epps Keller, the 5'10", 150-pound sophomore. And the starting running back will be Watts McBride, 6', 185 and a senior. We'll also see Alex Taylor, the 5'10", 250-pound sophomore. So those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Evans Plumbing, as the Warriors, for homecoming, make their way out onto the field turf here at Kingston Stadium. And they're all black tonight. High school is getting like college. You have no idea what color uniforms the folks are going to be wearing.
Well, all black with blue helmets. Do I remember right? Is head coach Mo Blue a big New York Giants fan?
Yes, he is.
Might have a little something to do with it.
Have not gotten those helmet stickers yet, and that's do not ask Mo about that. Supply issues. Washing the all-black jerseys, white numbers trimmed in blue, blue helmets with the white face masks. Linn-Mar in the all-white with the red helmets, black face masks, white pants, red and black stripe, and the big red numbers. Linn-Mar won the toss, and they want the ball. We do have tonight a little bit of a breeze from the south-southeast, kind of like we've had all year. 77 degrees is the kickoff temperature right now here at Kingston Stadium. Our opening kickoff is brought to you by Letter Perfect. Identify, recognize, and promote an employee, group athlete, or student. Thousands of items to customize with your company logo. That's Letter Perfect. And find them at letperfect.com or stop on by at 5412 Center Point Road, Northeast in Cedar Rapids. Wash will kick off from right to left, and Linn-Mar will go into the wind here to start quarter number 1 of this Week 4 tilt that the Lions won last year handily behind Carter Henderson, 36-7. And we'll see if the Wash special teams are going to be specialer tonight, if that's a word.
It is in Mo Blue's vocabulary, I guarantee you that.
Yes, it is. TJ Jackson on the near side. And it's Dylan Mazinski on the far side. Here's the opening kickoff. And it's short, coming up. Jackson at the 10, to the 15. Got a hold to the 20, 25. Cuts back 30. Up to the 40-yard line, to the 45. Goodbye. Going to be a 90-yard kickoff return. And no, the special teams aren't specialer.
And no yellow flags on the field anywhere. And that is a brutal opening salvo fired by Linn-Mar. And that was a gaping hole, Scott.
Yep.
Off to the right side, the right hash mark as you would face it from Linn-Mar's perspective, and they just opened a gaping hole. And the only one left was the kicker, who was easily juked.
And is a lineman. TJ Jackson goes 90, and I'm not even sure he was touched. Linn-Mar with a swinging gate to try to add the extra point here. 14 seconds into it, senior Mitch Fromm will kick it, and he is a left-footed kicker. Don't see those very often. And now we've got movement up front before the extra point try, and it's going to be against the Lions. So that'll back them up 5 for this extra point try. Well, lightning struck early in this one, as the seats aren't warm yet. And it's 6-0 Linn-Mar. Fromm for the extra point try. Jackson will stay in the hold. Good snap, placed down, kick on its way, up and good. And it is 7-0. Just like that. And what did Yogi say Deja vu all over again, perhaps?
Well, beware of good starts sometimes, too. Wash has got to collect themselves. And I'm looking down at the Wash sideline. I don't see a lot of people moping around right now. They're just trying to get back out there and get ready to receive the ball and see if they can return the favor here right now. Got to believe that they're not happy about that whatsoever. But, yeah, you know, and the players and the coaches are both thinking, we worked on special teams as an emphasis all week long, and then to go out on the opening kickoff and let the opposition return it, that's disheartening. But, hey, he still got over almost 48, not quite 48 minutes to play, but darn close.
Darn close. Took 14 seconds for T.J. Jackson to go 90 yards on that kickoff return. Wash will send Michael Blank back to the 10-yard line. Mitch Fromm has the football at the 40, and Linn-Mar in that amoeba formation huddle just in case they try to go a little trickeration here. Nothing showing right now, though. And nope, they will pooch it. They came out of the amoeba huddle and pooched it down to Blank at the 20. He comes to the right, 25, breaking tackles, 30, 35, and he's loose, 40, 50, he may go. John, your bingo card have back-to-back kickoff returns?
Unbelievable. We thought that we might have a defensive struggle tonight. Neither offenses or defenses have hit the field. And we've already got a score apiece for each of these teams.
That one goes 80 yards. Wow. Whatever you can do, I can do better, right?
That's right.
Jackson goes 90, Blank goes 80. And we are an extra point away from just saying, hey, you know, this is like the kids now. They hit the reset button if they don't like the way that the video game started. Coaches can't do that. Novak for the extra point. There's a penalty flag. I think Wash took too much time.
Both teams actually had a little bit of a tardy entrance onto the field, but this is against Linn-Mar.
Yeah, it's going to be a legal substitution. Linn-Mar got 12 out there?
It's very likely because they ran a whole lot of people on just before the ball was snapped.
Yep, they had 12 out there, and Wash will decline it and kick the extra point. Oh.
Not a virtuoso start to this game, is it?
Unless you're the kickoff return coach.
They got another flag.
Another flag.
Well, this one's on Wash. Procedure.
So it'll move back 5 yards, and we'll try it again. So Zach Novak will get a chance to kick. I'm just anticipating a special teams coach going out and hugging someone who makes a tackle here soon. You just don't see this very often. Here's the extra point try. Line drive, no good.
Shanked it to the left.
And it stays 7-6. As we get ready for another kick, we'll take a quick break because we don't want to miss anything. And come back with the kickoff after this on CRM Live Sports.
At Spinal Corrective Center, Dr. Gene Kretzinger and Dr. Janet Kuehl are happy to welcome Dr. Jesse Henick to the staff, bringing sports chiropractic experience from Upper Iowa University. If you want to reach optimum health and peak performance levels, or are suffering from injury, pain, and other health problems, the chiropractic care they provide can give you relief and stability. Spinal Corrective Center has over 50 years combined experience in chiropractic care. Let us help you perform at 100% through sports chiropractic care. Call today at 319-393-3996 to schedule an appointment or go online at spinalcc.com.
Back with you here at Kingston Stadium as Zach Novak's going to get ready to kick. And hang on here, folks.
You know, Scott, about once a year it seems like we get just this wacky and wild type of game where you can throw everything you preconceived out the window. That might be tonight.
Here's a pooch kick, angling right. This will be taken at the 35-yard line, and we've got a tackle, ladies and gentlemen. Leighton Charters becomes the candidate for Special Teams Player of the Week.
Well, that ball was not kicked 20 yards downfield, and it was kicked on an angle towards the Linn-Mar sideline.
Lions will have excellent field position here at the 48-yard line. Our first half is brought to you by Spinal Corrective Center with Drs. Kuehl, Kretzinger, and Henick delivering state-of-the-art chiropractic care for athletes and the entire family. They're located in River Ridge Drive, Northeast in Cedar Rapids. SpinalCC.org, the website. Call them at 393-3996. The sophomore Waller at quarterback. One setback, and he'll get it going to the right side. And this is Severson. Lowers the shoulder inside the 45 and down to the Wash 44-yard line on the opening carry of the ball game. It's going to go for 9. Gaping hole on that right side of the Linn-Mar offensive line.
Linn-Mar spreading the field with multiple receivers almost out at the sideline, so that draws a lot of defenders for Washington away from the interior area that the rushing attack's trying to attack.
Second down, a little bit more than a yard. Twins to the right side. Roskup is in the backfield as a blocker. And here is the quarterback Waller off the left side, and he is thrown down rather rudely there by Alex Taylor right at the line of scrimmage. One sophomore bringing down another sophomore, and it's third down and short.
No messing around there with Taylor. He just picked the quarterback up and threw him down almost like a body slam.
Washington with that three-man front. Zach Novak in there, Alex Taylor. And in there for Washington, starting was Elias Alessels. Third down, yard and a half. Off the fake, ball is loose at the 50-yard line. Warriors hopped on it. A bad exchange, and coming up with the football for Washington was Caden Stock.
As quarterback read option, but as the intended ball carrier came by, there was a foul up on the handoff, which the quarterback pulled back out, but he never regained control after he lost a hand on it.
Actually, it was the middle linebacker, the sophomore Caden Bonadonna, who fell on it right at the 50-yard line. 10:02 to play here in the first quarter, and we've already had a whole bunch of stuff happen.
Like I said, once a year it seems like we get some wacky game that you can't make rhyme or reason of, and this one's sure starting out like those of the past.
1st and 10, Washington. As the Warriors will come out there with their spread look, and now they're going to bring one to the sideline here, and the play clock down to 1, and it's going to be a delay penalty against Wash.
Boy, when Mo Blue said we need to execute tonight, that's not the kind of start he wanted for his offense.
And it will be 1st and 15 coming up for Washington. That'll back him up 5 yards back to the 45-yard line. 7-6, both teams returning the opening kicks of the ball game. Washington missed their extra point. Twins left, Twins right. One setback next to the junior, Stephen Kane. Here comes Blank in motion, and a double reverse, and back coming to the right side, and hit, brought down immediately was Watts McBride. Went with the double reverse, John, and McBride going to lose a yard. Good job by the Lions to stay home.
Yeah, Linn-Mar not even close to being fooled. In fact, they parlay it into a 1-yard loss.
Lions defensively, they've got Sam Watts, Colton Waller, the senior, at 205 at nose tackle. Gavin Hope Irwin, senior, at 245 at right defensive end. Second down at 16 for the Warriors. Out of the pistol. Kane gets it. Quick hitter to Watts McBride up the middle. Lowers the shoulder back inside the 45 and gets to the 47-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and long coming up for Wash. The linebackers on the outside, you've got Carter Severson and Kenneth Lechtenberg. Lechtenberg, a junior. Jack White, a senior. And Carson Lenz, a sophomore on the inside. The corners have been Blackford and Cade Jesse. Will Starnes and Talon Syverson are the safeties. 3rd down and a bunch for Washington. Down by a point off the fake. Kane rolling to the left side. Throws sideline. Catch made at the 40. Right at the first down sticks was Brock Davis, the sophomore. And it looks like they will give him the first down.
Official signaling for the downs markers to move. And that's just a great route and a good pass to convert and keep this drive going for Washington, now inside Linn-Mar territory.
Sivertson on the stop that time for the Lions, but not before. Wash gets the first down right at the 40-yard line. One setback, and they'll give it to McBride. Sweeping to the short side and turns it up. Taken down by Blackford as he gets to the 35-yard line on a gain of 5. Nothing fancy right there, but Washington moving it 5 yards.
Good job of blocking into the boundary there on the short side of the field. And McBride, he's one of those guys, he's been around forever. He's going to be a great competitor no matter which side of the ball he's on.
Second down and 5. Wide side of the field to the right. 7-6 Linn-Mar here in the first quarter. On the counter, McBride, big hole, 30 to the 25-yard line. First down as he's brought down at the Lion 24-yard line on a pickup of 11.
Boy, that's the read option version of ISO, where the man that's in motion coming towards the center leads the blocking up through. And that was just very well executed by Wash's offense.
Wash right now at right tackle. They've got Dylan Brinton in there, a sophomore, 6'4", 225-pounder. In for another sophomore. Short side again. McBride breaks a couple tackles, still on his feet, and down at the 20-yard line. As Hoke Irwin bringing him down right at the 20-yard line after the gain of 4.
Some nifty running by McBride on that play. Nobody out in front blocking for him because he ran completely away from the intended hole that the play was intended for. He just gritted his way through some fancy sidestepping, got the gain.
Roscup in there on the defensive side right now for Linn-Mar. Second down and 5. 7 minutes coming up on 7 to play. First quarter. 7-6 in favor of the Lions. Handoff McBride inside, and not much. A couple maybe. Colton Waller first to hit him from the nose tackle spot. Linn-Mar's had so many nose tackles that were been absolutely amazing over the years. Coach Huffman back in the day. I know you don't want to hear that name, John.
Those nose guards, they always had that slant defense that gave us fits.
And here it comes, and down goes Kane. Delayed blitz. And coming in there was Sam Watts, the junior, like he was shot out of a cannon, and brought down Kane.
All right, from 3rd and 3 and 4 down territory, now you've got 4th and about a short 12 to keep this drive alive.
And Washington they've got Novak to kick extra points, but that's basically about it.
Yeah, his range is not going to be able to bail them out of this. They've got to get this first down. They're going to have to go a full 12 and then a little more.
Yeah, they need the Linn-Mar about the 14.5-yard line. One setback. Kane in the shotgun. He'll get it. Deep drop. Being pressured. Hit as he throws. Upfield into double coverage. Going to be intercepted at the goal line. Back to the 5. Spinning to the 10. 15 to the 20-yard line. Cade Jesse bringing it back to about the 25-yard line.
And a late flag.
Oh, yeah. Real late. Little extra curriculars behind things.
About as far away from the play as you can get.
And we'll see what the officials saw. It's going to be Lion ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Linn-Mar. So that's going to be half the distance. So that'll drop Linn-Mar back to about the 12-yard line.
Yeah, that was about as far away from the play as you can get, which is unfortunate. But how about this, Scott? Both teams return opening kickoffs for touchdowns, and then on Linn-Mar's first possession, they fumble the ball away. On Washington's first offensive possession, they throw an interception. I'm telling you, this might be one of those nights that we have once a year.
Yeah, could be. We've had a few. So it'll be the Lions with a 1-point lead. That blitz, good call there by the Lion coaches.
Well, and Wash is going to have to get that figured out because that's wreaked havoc on them twice in that possession.
Linn-Mar with a fumble on their first offensive tote of the ball game. From the 12-yard line, split backs, Waller to throw. Being pressured, throws in the flat. Catch made at the 10-yard line. Stiff arm 15 and out of bounds. And there's Henderson making his first appearance tonight. And he will take it up to the 21-yard line. Got 9 out of it that time.
Carter Henderson in this game last year, player of the game with 3 touchdowns rushing for Linn-Mar. And after that opening possession for Linn-Mar, he sees the field. And boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was showing any ill effects of any injury.
Yeah, got hurt in the scrimmage at the beginning of the year and missed the first 2 games. Did come back last week against Pleasant Valley sparingly. He's the lone setback, and he will get it. Popping up the middle, breaking tackles, and he's got a first down. Broke a couple tackles and took it out to the 24-yard line.
Michael Blank came in and just got him by the ankles and threw his feet up over his head.
Now, he was what? One of the, I believe, number 2 as far as returning rushers in 5A from last year. And it's a different offense for Linn-Mar when he's in there. There's no doubt.
Really is. He's got good size, good speed, great eyes, just a total package running back.
Jackson to the left, Ferguson out to the right side for the Lions. They'll run it out of the eye. They'll bring Jackson in motion left to right on first down. Hand off tackled. Nope, off the fake. Waller's got it. Eludes one. Is going to have to run, and it's going to take a little bit of a loss as Bonadonna popped him. That was a good fake there by the young sophomore.
Might have stepped out of bounds just a little quicker, though, because he paid the price.
Yes, he did.
Got tattooed there right on the Wash sideline.
I mean, a loss of a yard. And it'll make it second down and 11. Again, our first app brought to you by Spinal Corrective Center on River Ridge Drive, River Ridge area, northeast in Cedar Rapids, 393-3996. Trip receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. For the Lions, here comes the blitz. Waller to throw, being pressured. Lobs it far sideline. This one's going to be knocked down, almost intercepted. I think it was Michael Blank. No, Midvalski back there. They got a hand on it. Well, as you heard from Tim Lovell in the pregame, John, sometimes, and coaches know this with young quarterbacks, sometimes they're going to look like sophomores, sometimes they're not going to look like sophomores. And that was a sophomore look.
Like to have that one back for sure. He was running to his left. He's right throwing quarterbacks to try and throw that far downfield. Really, that one, he was just throwing that up a lollipop for grabs. And very lucky that it did not get intercepted.
So it'll be third down and long coming up for the Linn-Mar Lions. Shotgun snap, back to throw. Waller guns the middle. Roskup with the catch, but shy of the first down. As a big tight end taken down by Chase Mahoney at the 32-yard line.
So now we've got more adventures in special teams as the punt team for Linn-Mar comes out.
As Linn-Mar leads at 7-6.
We have a correspondent across the way here, Scott, who's reporting that the Cubs are leading the Colonels 3-2 right now in the bottom of the 5th.
All right. And unfortunately, the Chargers are ahead of the Chiefs, 10-7 in the second. We have a correspondent on that one, too. 4th down and 2. Here is the punt. End over end, low kick, and it's taken at the 37-yard line by Michael Blank, and he spins his way across the 40 to the 42. The sophomore Gasper with the punt right there. And Wash will have it after the kick with 3:45 to play in the first quarter, down by 1 at 7-6. Refreshing to hear the band.
Yes, it is. It's also refreshing to look down at the cheerleaders and be able to see that Washington still does have red in their school colors, even though the football team and the band are feigning it. Wally Sheets is not happy somewhere. I'm just going to say that.
1st and 10 Warriors. And Kane stays in there. They're going to give it to Taylor. And he bounces off several lines and gets about to maybe to the 44-yard line. as he was pinballing all over the place down there.
Well, I'm sure that the defensive game plan, when you see Taylor in there, is he's going to be going between the tackles. You're not going to get a sweep from him. You're not going to get anything outside of the tackles. And so just get as many bodies in between the boxes as you can.
Another sophomore, Meal, in there on the stop. Linn-Mar playing a bunch of young guys. Here is the snap, and I think it came early to Kane. He just took it himself. Got as much out of it as he could and got to the 45-yard line. I think that was snapped a little early.
It either was that or it came late because Blank was coming across in a jet sweep motion, so one of the two. And that's back to that execution again that Mo Blue was talking about.
Yeah, it's 3rd down and 7 now for Wash. Blank and Mitvalski will go to the right side. Taylor will stay in as the lone setback. Twin receivers out to the left. For the Warriors, short drop. Kane will gun the near sideline, and a diving catch made just about a foot shy. Oh, they are going to give it to him.
Generous spot.
Yeah, it was.
On the far side of the field from the downs marker.
Leighton Charters dove to get that one, and he will move the sticks for Washington and a 1st down for the Warriors.
Wash once again penetrating into Linn-Mar territory.
At the line, 48, down 7-6 though. Short side to the left. Here comes a man in motion. They'll give it on the counter and across the 45, inside that to the 43 is Caden Stock. Playing linebacker, now running the ball a little bit. Linebackers love to run, John. That's the general rule of thumb.
They do, but you know what? It's not always as pretty as Stock made it look. Stock did a nice job.
Got 6 out of it. So it'll be 2nd down and 4. 7-6, Linn-Mar on top. Both teams ran back the kicks to open the game. Taylor in a sweep. That's not going to work. Ross Cup there, and they throw him down. Got some help in there as well. Will Starnes, the senior strong safety, read that beautifully as well for the Lions.
Probably not going to see them go back to that play again in this game.
Don't like Taylor running wide.
I'm just saying that he's built for running between the tackles, not trying to sweep around the outside.
So it will be 3rd down and 9. 1 minute to play here in the game's first quarter. 2 left, 2 to the right. Here comes a blitz. Kane to throw. Guns the right side. Coming back, Charters makes the catch, but shy of the 1st down on the far sideline. They'll give him progress to where? Oh, wow. They did not give him progress.
Boy, offense running up to the line of scrimmage, Scott.
That was a gain of only 6, and they're going to go for it at 4th down and about a yard. Mitvalski in motion left to right. Off the quick count. Are they going to try to draw him? Oh, the snap goes over the quarterback's head, and it's going to be touched by Kane and fallen on back at the 40. Where are they going to mark it? 46-yard line. Oh, boy.
Quarterback for Wash had no clue that that ball was going to be snapped when it was. And not only did he not come close to getting it, it penetrated another 8 to 10 yards behind him before he could run backwards and fall on it.
So Linn-Mar gets a break, and they'll have it at the Wash 46-yard line. With 21 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. This one has been a strange one.
I'm telling you, we get these every so often, and you can't explain it rhyme or reason.
Except it's a strange one. Straight ahead handoff, Carter Henderson, nice spin move to the 40, break and tackles, 35-30, down the far sideline, 20, and finally a touchdown saving tackle. Inside the 15, down to the 10-yard line. 36-yard run for Carter Henderson.
Yeah, if Leighton Charters doesn't run that down from the pursuit angle that's about as far away as anybody on the Wash defense, that's a touchdown.
First and goal for the Lions from the 10.
Credit Charters for coming all the way across the field to get that.
First and they will say goal right at the 10-yard line for Linn-Mar. 7-6 Lion lead, 14.2 to play here in the opening quarter. They'll send Jackson out to the right side. Henderson the lone setback. And he'll get it on the read option. Coming to the right and taken out from behind. Good defensive play, flying in there and making the tackle for Washington again was Leighton Charters.
Yeah. So he's on the left side of the defense for Wash as we finish up the first quarter, but he had to run that down on the opposite side of the field to save that touchdown.
After one, it's Linn-Mar 7 and Washington 6. Back with the second quarter from Kingston after this on CRM Live Sports.
Bim Ritter Sportswear in Cedar Rapids is your complete apparel and headwear provider. Bim Ritter is your one-stop store for screen print and embroidery for polos, t-shirts, hats, and more for any age from newborn to adults. Need screen printing or embroidery for your company or a special event? Bim Ritter is the answer, as they work with local teams, clubs, organizations, and businesses from startup to finish to provide the look that you need with exceptional turnaround time. Bim Ritter is also the local apparel supplier for the Cedar Rapids Colonels and Rough Riders. Bim Ritter Sportswear, 817 2nd Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. Call them at 364-3479 and visit them online at bimritter.com. Need help for your small or mid-sized business with printing needs and personalized marketing solutions? Allegra Print, Mail, and Signs can help. Everything from direct mail marketing to printing services and even vehicle graphics, Allegra Print, Mail, and Signs can help your business grow. Allegra takes on your project as if it was their own and can use their many platforms to help elevate your individual or business's game. Proudly serving the Cedar Rapids Metro and Iowa City areas, as well as all of Linn and Johnson counties. Allegra Print, Mail, and Signs, 3939 16th Avenue Southwest in Cedar Rapids.
We start the second quarter, and Linn-Mar with the ball on second down and goal, and Waller takes it ahead down to the 5-yard line, where it'll be a big, big third down and goal coming up.
Little quarterback counter tray there as the backside guard and tackle both pulled to try and lead up through the middle there.
7-6 Linn-Mar. Both teams scoring on the opening kicks of the ball game with T.J. Jackson and Michael Blank. Lions with all kinds of tight ends up front, off the fake. Here's the boot roll and wide open and not able to come up with the catch that time for Linn-Mar, Hayden Toms. Boy, they went, unbalanced? How many tight ends were up there, John?
Yeah, and then they had a couple of guys flanked off the quarterback's hip there. Kind of a full house backfield look, and then nice fake on the play action out there, but the ball just thrown way in front of the intended receiver. That should have been an easy pitch and catch for a touchdown.
So it'll be a field goal attempt for Mitchell Fromm. It'll be just a little bit more than an extra point. It'll be a 22-yard attempt. And from the middle of the field with the win. Jackson to hold. And now we've got timeout Linn-Mar. Lions are going to think about it here. Their first timeout of the half with 11:17 to play here in the opening half. Linn-Mar 7, Wash 6. Quick break. And, let's tell you what, they're already back out there, John. So let's not take a break here.
Yeah, they didn't even go over to the sideline, nor did the coach come out to the numbers. So I wonder if they just weren't sure that they had the personnel that they wanted.
Could be the case. Give me the first quarter numbers here in a moment. As the Warriors with 35 yards in that first quarter to 61 for Linn-Mar. Fromm for the 3 points on the field goal. Good snap, placed down, kick on its way, plenty of distance, and good. As Lions extend the lead to 10-6 with 11:13 to play here in the opening half. We'll take a break from Kingston. Back with more after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Epiphany Dermatology is a full-service dermatology practice that treats all conditions of the skin, hair, and nails. Dr. John Woolner has been practicing and treating patients for over 30 years. Epiphany Dermatology has built a reputation based on reliable customer service and quality skin and hair loss treatments. Epiphany Dermatology also places a special emphasis on skin cancer prevention, screenings, and treatment. Call them to book an appointment at 363-9936 and visit their website at epiphanydermatology.com. Epiphany Dermatology, 5264 Council Street Northeast, Suite 700 in Cedar Rapids. Looking for the best in commercial and residential flooring? At Schumacher Carpets and More, it's the little things that count. Family owned since 1987, the professionals at Schumacher have what you're looking for. Whether it is carpet, luxury vinyl plank, ceramic, laminate, or wood, their personal service and quality products set Schumacher apart in the flooring industry. Famous for a relaxed and pressure-free shopping experience, let the experts at Schumacher Carpets and More break down your options with just a simple conversation. Call, visit, or request an online quote from their website today.
Again, Linn-Mar with that amoeba kickoff huddle, and they will kick it deep and over Blank's head into the end zone this time. And it will come out to the 20-yard line for Washington. 10-6 Linn-Mar. Started off like a track meet with both teams returning the opening kick, and we've kind of settled in after that, but been a lot of mistakes, especially by Washington.
You know, it was interesting in your pregame remarks with Coach Mo Blue, the Washington head coach. He had to have said the word execute at least 4 or 5 times. And there have been numerous infractions of that evident here in the early goings to this game. He cannot be happy at all.
But only down 10-6 right now. Split backs, Kane in there still at quarterback. And he'll get it, and on the handoff, little stop and go by Watts McBride. As he gets only about 2, probing that left side, as coming up with the stop again was Colton Waller. We'll pick our First Federal Credit Union play of the game coming up at the end of this one, brought to you by First Federal Credit Union. Check them out online at firstfedcu.com. Taylor in there as a blocking back. Both McBride and Taylor in there, John.
Mm-hmm.
Have not seen this all year. Split backs in the pistol. They'll give it to Taylor on the counter and lowers the shoulder, runs over one, got away from another. 25, still on his feet, close to a first down. Well, I kind of wondered if we'd see McBride and Taylor in the same backfield, and got my question answered.
Taylor is such a beast that if you try and tackle him anywhere above the waist, forget about it. You're either going to bounce off of him or he's just going to simply carry you like the horse that he is downfield.
Got 8, got a Warrior first down. 10-6 as Linn-Mar with a lead here in the second quarter from Kingston Stadium. Week 4 of the season getting underway. Slot right, split backs. Here's Taylor again, same play. And he busts it to the 35 with a flag down to the 40. He's got a first down if it stands, but hold on.
Well, that flag was thrown right in the middle of the blocking scheme there, and that usually signifies holding, which is being signaled now. And this one's going to really hurt because it was thrown 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage, and they're going to march 10 more off after that.
Yep. Second penalty of the night against Washington. As Warriors will back up. 10-6 Lion lead. Iowa City West in action tonight. They're down at Brady Street trying to go 3-1. Taking on Davenport North. We'll keep you updated on that on the Emil's Hideaway scoreboard. On first down and long. Quick out. Caught by Watts McBride, but nothing doing. Good defense back there by Linn-Mar's Will Starnes and Cade Jesse, who already has an interception tonight.
Wide receiver screen to the wide side of the field. And, boy, you talk about flying up there and making an individual solo tackle that's textbook. Starnes did that.
So it'll be second down and long coming up for Wash. Tim Lovell's teams have always had good fundamentals, whether he was at Marion before this or now as the head coach for the Lions. Early in his tenure. There's a quick out the other way. Wide receiver screen, same play, and brought down as Brock Davis. Short gain. That one only about a yard. And it'll be third down in a bunch for Washington.
One of the things we talked about in our keys to the game was that Wash's offense needed to diversify and keep the pass and the run about 50-50, but also keep the defense for Linn-Mar off balance. And right now, Wash is doing a good job of the inside-outside pass run game, but this defense for Linn-Mar has just been all over everything.
Third down and 18. Off the fake. Kane bootlegs to the right side. Throws and almost picked. As the deflection, Kay Jesse almost had number 2. And it'll be a punting situation coming up for Washington.
Yeah, 4th and forever back almost at their own 20 here. And this is where we saw some breakdowns last week against Kennedy. And they need to make sure they get a good, solid punt off here just to keep Linn-Mar out of their end of the field.
Montarius Beard will punt it away for the Warriors. Averaging 29 yards. Well, no, that is not Beard. That is Novak back in there. He'll get the high snap, and he'll get the kick away. A floating kick, fair catch called for and made at the 49-yard line. Not a bad kick, about 29 yards. And it'll be Linn-Mar ball on their own 49, up 10-6, with 8:47 to play before halftime.
Wash has had 3 offensive possessions so far in this game. They threw an interception on the first. They gave it over on downs when the ball was snapped over the quarterback's head on the second one, and then they punted in the third. So right now, offensively, they're not getting the job done, executing the way that Mo Blue hoped, but throw some love to the way of the defense for Linn-Mar in that.
Lions with the ball, middle of the field. They'll go slot to the right side. One setback, handoff to the deep man, Carter Henderson, and a yard. That was it. Got to the 50-yard line. And Zach Novak in there along with the middle linebacker, Caden Bonadonna, the sophomore for the Warriors. I cannot remember a year, John, in the Metro we've had so many young players starting for all these teams.
Absolutely true.
Cannot remember it. 2nd down and 9, and they are good players too. From the 50-yard line, Warriors show blitz from the outside. Back to throw Waller. Throws deep left side, one-on-one and incomplete. As he tried for Taden Ferguson, who was one-on-one with Michael Blank back there. And it'll be 3rd down and 9. And it'll be Linn-Mar with a 3rd down and long now. From the 50-yard line. Exactly 8 to play here in our first half. 10-6 Linn-Mar lead. Severson in there as the running back for this set of downs. Shotgun snap. Here comes the blitz. Waller back to throw. Steps up, throws in the run, and it's knocked away. Incomplete from Roscoe. Beard came over and knocked it away. Gave it the old karate chop right there across the bow.
Yeah, that's a good way to take an intercept or to get a reception taken afterwards. And Montarius just came across there, did the old tomahawk chop and stripped that ball away. Would not have been enough for a 1st down, and the punt team's got to come out again right at midfield on the 50.
Emerson Gasper, the punter for Linn-Mar, he's another sophomore, averaging 31 yards a boot. Michael Blank will go back at the 10-yard line for Washington. With the wind, we'll see what he does here. Good snap back, rush coming, got it away. A wobbly kick, running up and making the catch in traffic was Blank. Wow, no fair catch there. 31-yard boot, and Blank fields and gets it at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, one of the gunners for Linn-Mar came down and almost got in Blank's bubble there, but it was a good no call by the officials.
Warriors have not had the ball very long in this first half.
And that is exactly what Tim Lovell likes. He wants that time of possession, the ball in his hands.
And you talked about time of possession as one of your big keys, one of your Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council keys to the ball game. Warriors are going to go with both Taylor and McBride in there once again. Split backs. As Kane has gone all the way at quarterback in the pistol. He'll get it and hand it off to McBride on the counter and got back to the line of scrimmage. A stalemate up front. Jack White, one of the inside linebackers for Linn-Mar, came up to make the stop on that one.
Linebackers for Linn-Mar's defense have to be active because there's only 3 down defensive linemen, so they've got to be flying up in there and plugging holes.
This is kind of a little bit like Jack Haycock's Iowa State defense. You're seeing more and more Iowa high school teams run it. That stack 3-3, but Linn-Mar kind of going to a 3-4 look off of it. They'll show blitz, and they'll bring it. Kane to throw. Sidearms it ahead to the 25-yard line and up to the 30-yard line for a first down is Caden Stock coming out of the backfield. You know, Patrick Mahomes is playing tonight, but that looked a little bit like Patrick with the sidearm.
And don't you think for a second that that's not an influence on a lot of young players, because that's exactly what he tried to emulate on that little pass out into the flat, and it worked. Nifty little first down pickup.
4th first down for Washington, moving into the win. 6:40 to play here in the first half. Warriors down 10-6 here to Linn-Mar. Offset eye to the right from the pistol. Handoff on the delay, and McBride to the line of scrimmage. That is it. Ross Cup pulled him back. Ben Blackford, 5'8", 150-pound, but a very, very physical corner. Also in there in the stop for Linn-Mar. And Washington just not been able to get anything started on the ground tonight. 2nd down and 10. Sam Watts coming back in for Linn-Mar. Here is the toss, and sidestepping one is McBride, and couldn't get away from the second one. Good job of pursuit there by the Lions. Carter Lenz, as the sophomore made the stop that time. Another sophomore.
And again, another beautiful form tackle there on the solo effort. You know, you just see the fundamentals all over here for the defense when they're tackling and defeating blocks. At Linn-Mar, these guys are just solid players.
Wash 2 out of 5 on 3rd down tries. And on 3rd down, Kane rolls the pocket to the left. Throws on the run. Catch made along the sideline. And a beauty for a first down. Coming back, Michael Blank to make a terrific catch, his 15th of the year for Washington.
Not surprising that Michael Blank knows exactly where the first down markers are and then runs his route in such a way as to tailor it to the velocity of the play action pass so that he doesn't go out of bounds and converts.
1st and 10, Washington on 2 3rd down pickups. Wide side of the field to the right. They'll hand it straight ahead to McBride with a penalty flag down. Gets about a yard. And not sure what the penalty is here, but was right by Coach Blue.
Yeah, thrown by the line judge right in front of the Warrior bench.
Well, it's going to go against Washington.
Yeah.
And the illegal, my guess it's going to be a illegal formation against Washington. Somebody was not lined up in the right spot.
Just when Wash's offense gets a toehold on these last couple of possessions, then they do something to shoot themselves in the foot. And it all goes back to that word that Mo Blue used in your interview, execute. If they could put it together without any mistakes, they could move the ball down the field. It's there.
1st and 15 off the 4th penalty, and they run it with McBride, and he's swallowed up. Going to be a loss of a couple for Watts McBride. And the white shirts are winning the battle up front right now. Linn-Mar's defensive line really getting things done.
You know, this swarming defense for Linn-Mar reminds me a lot of what we saw from Kennedy last week. Just 11 solid players out there on the field. All wear their pads well. They're all fast. They've all got a little nasty in them. They've got good fundamentals. And it's a solid defense.
Carter Severson on the stop that time. 4:20 clock rolling first half. 10-6 Linn-Mar, 2nd down, 17. Here's Kane to throw. Eludes the rush, throws right through it to the sideline, and almost a diving interception. Coming up and making that was Isaac Guerrero, who had a beat on it for a moment. Boy, the Linn-Mar D-backs close quickly.
They're like Cobras. They just strike back there. They can cover a lot of ground in a hurry, and they're well coached. They know what the play systems that are coming from Wash are.
So it'll be a 3rd down, 17. Back at the 34-yard line. 10 on the play clock for Wash. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. From the left hash mark, here comes the blitz. Kane to throw. Throws into the flat, blank with the catch. Sidesteps 1 at the 40. A stiff arm gets to the 45. And going to be well shy of the first down as Marcus Kolrick making the stop.
Great individual effort there by Blank to get as much as he could, but he could only get as far as his own 45, and that first down marker's over at the 49 of Linn-Mar.
So it'll be Novak to punt, as dropping back for the Lions. They'll have twins back there, TJ Jackson and then Cade Jesse going to go back as well. Good snap and no rush, and Novak gets it away, and a fair catch called for by Jesse at the 29-yard line. So a 27-yard punt. And Linn-Mar will get it back up 4 with 3:24 to play.
Some good news for Wash is that they have shown some outstanding improvement on their punt team from last week.
Very true.
Update from across the way here again. The Colonels have regained the lead, Scott, up 5-3 now in the bottom of the 6th.
Very nice.
They've got to win tonight, right? Do or die?
Got to win. Force a game number 3. First down from the 29-yard line. Here's the throw in the flat. Mazinski's out there, the sophomore has got it. It's got a first down and a penalty flag coming in late.
Late flag thrown from way downfield.
The 5'8", 155-pounder, Dylan Mazinski. Of course, we had Clayton Mazinski.
That's right.
The last 3 years on the defensive side.
Super player for the Lions. This flag came in like a rocket and was thrown right at the feet of the tackle on the Lions sideline.
Now, if it stands, it's going to be a 17-yard gain, and they're going to pick up the flag. Interesting. It's still going to be a first down, though. As that will be a 17-yard pickup from sophomore to sophomore. And a first down for Linn-Mar with 3:14 to play here in the first half. Lions with 2 timeouts remaining. They're going to go with 4 wideouts, 3 to the near side. Now they'll send Mazinski in motion. Off the fake. Waller on the keeper. And he's angled out of bounds by Watts McBride. But boy, Waller can turn it on, can he?
He can pick him up and put him down. And when he faked that handoff on the jet sweep, he said, just stand back and let me get as much room out in the perimeter as I can.
Now, Linn-Mar's showing a little bit different look with a more of an athletic look with Mazinski in there.
Yeah, this scheme right now that they're in is based on pure speed, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Reminds you what Dwayne Schulte does with his speed option look. They're going to try it again, and here's the quick wide receiver screen. Mazinski's got it, puts on a move at the 50, puts the brakes on, and gets out to about the 46-yard line. Wow.
Some nice moves there by Mazinski after the catch.
He's
happy feet.
He's electrifying.
He's got some happy feet.
So it'll be 3rd down and 3 coming up for Linn-Mar. Lions 0 for 3 on 3rd downs tonight, though. Up 10-6 in the ball game. Boy, you got to think Linn-Mar is going to go with that option look again, that read option.
Oh, they'll come back to that. There's no doubt. That was a pretty play.
They're going to have to hurry, and a timeout's going to be taken by Linn-Mar. Play clock was at 2, and we've got ourselves a timeout. 2:14 to play first half. Linn-Mar 10, Cedar Rapids, Washington 6. Back with more after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Carpenters Local 308 in Cedar Rapids is a member of the North Central States Regional Council of Carpenters, representing nearly 27,000 members and their families in the upper Midwest. The union is dedicated to protecting and elevating the economic and social conditions of all workers and to provide our industry with the best trained, most productive, and safest workforce available. Carpenters Local 308 is always looking for new workers to join their ranks. Apprenticeship classes and training are available for you to become a skilled worker for your career. More information on Carpenters Local 308 is available at carpenterslocal308.org. Attention athletes and weekend warriors. Want to be the best that you can be? CMF Kinesiology can help. Chris Fashier, a competitive distance runner and swimmer with a Master of Science in Kinesiology, will lead you in your wellness and fitness journey. CMF Kinesiology is a functional movement, sports conditioning, and orthopedic rehabilitation studio in Cedar Rapids, working with the general public and athletes to improve movement quality, physical prowess, and overall wellness. So whether you are looking to better yourself or seek physical rehabilitation, look to CMF Kinesiology, 3800 River Ridge Drive, Northeast Cedar Rapids, and at cmfkinesiology.com.
Another theme this year, John, has been referees with late dinner reservations, apparently.
Well, the good news is that the listening audience missed absolutely nothing on that.
Carter Henderson, they tried to spread out, wash, and run it. And Henderson, nothing. Got back to the line of scrimmage. The breaks are 30 seconds. You're supposed to get a minute for a timeout, and it's about 35 seconds. We will adjust, John. What's your favorite phrase?
Adapt, improvise, overcome.
There you go. Gasper to punt it away. Low snap, juggled it, picked it up, and he's in trouble. Sewed up back at the 45, and is going to give it to Washington on downs at the 48-yard line. Tough break right there by Gasper as it one-hopped it back to him, John.
Just couldn't quite pick it up and get the handle on it, and thought for just a second there that he might be able to elude the first would-be tackler and then get out in the flat and try and kick it. But at that point, he had too many people converging on him, and he had to just try and make a run. So Wash getting some great field position here at their own 48.
Another big play via special teams. Trips to the right, one receiver to the left for Washington. Out of the shotgun, delayed draw to Taylor, and Big Alex bounces off the pile somehow. They try to go down low, and finally the fourth or fifth guy brings him down. Over on the far side, back at the 46-yard line.
So let's just say that you're at Custer State Park and a buffalo comes at you. Are you going to try and wrangle him by his horns?
No.
I don't think so.
Jack White on the stop. There is the wide receiver screen. A quick out caught by Blank. Blackford takes him out at the 20, or make that at the 50-yard line.
Wash don't go in tempo here.
They do stop the clock. They do have 3 timeouts remaining with 54.2. But it is a third down. And a long 7 already, off the quick count. Rolling to the right is Kane. Hit as he throws, and it's juggled incomplete. DeBeard along the sideline as Roscup was in there, and Jack White in there, and they laid the wood to Stephen Kane.
Yeah, Keaton Roscup came in and just demolished the quarterback.
And
like that, it's 4th down.
First 3 and out for Washington.
This is one of the things I've always said about tempo when you don't take any break between plays, is that a possession can be gone in a little matter of seconds off of the clock.
Warriors are going to have to punt it away. High snap. Novak brings it down, gets the kick away, end over end, and fielding it on a knee is Jackson at the 23-yard line. 39 seconds, 39.9 to be exact. Left in the first half. As that punt went 27 yards. Homecoming at Washington. They'll have that coronation coming up here. Always a highlight of the year. From the 23-yard line, first down off the fake, Waller to throw. Looks left, comes back to the right, and a juggling catch made short by Jackson. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. As the Lions with 23 seconds do not have to run another play. And we'll see what Tim Lovell wants to do right here. He doesn't look like he's in too big a hurry.
I think that's going to take us to halftime, Scott. And speaking of halftime, also brings with it, coaches will tell you, distractions for his players.
Yeah. And the Lions will let the first half clock expire, and we will head to the locker room for halftime. And our score at the break, after a stunning start, it is the Linn-Mar Lions 10, Cedar Rapids Washington Warriors 6. And we'll come back with our Bim Ritter Sportswear halftime show for you from Kingston Stadium right after this here on CRM Live Sports and CRMLiveSports.com.
End your search for your favorite restaurant in Cedar Rapids. Come to Emil's Hideaway. Emil's is the home for the best tasting American food around. Choose from your favorites: chicken, pasta dishes, pizzas, burgers, and fries. Whether you're bringing the whole family for a meal or wetting your whistle at our fully stocked bar, there's something to satisfy all ages and tastes at our classic American local restaurant. Need catering for your next party or event? Emil's has that too. Call them for details. Emil's Hideaway, open Monday through Saturday at 4 p.m., is right next to Home Depot and across from Lyndale Mall on 1st Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. First Federal Credit Union has been helping homeowners for almost a century. Options are crucial when it comes to a first-time home purchase, mortgage refinancing, or a bill consolidation loan. Being able to select the absolute best loan for your situation can literally save you thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or an experienced homeowner, First Federal Credit Union will work to find the solution that is right for you. Learn more at firstfedcu.com. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. At Hunt Graphic Innovations, it's the personal touch that counts. If you're serious about creating an eye-catching website or need assistance in graphic design for print, newsletters, posters, signs, or banners, Hunt Graphic Innovations has the experience to help get the job done. With personal attention and competitive pricing, discover the difference Hunt Graphic Innovations can make for you. Bim Ritter Sportswear in Cedar Rapids is your complete apparel and headwear provider. Bim Ritter is your one-stop store for screen print and embroidery for polos, t-shirts, hats, and more for any age from newborn to adults. Need screen printing or embroidery for your company or a special event? Bim Ritter is the answer, as they work with local teams, clubs, organizations, and businesses from startup to finish to provide the look that you need with exceptional turnaround time. Bim Ritter is also the local apparel supplier for the Cedar Rapids Colonels and Rough Riders. Bim Ritter Sportswear, 817 2nd Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. Call them at 364-3479 and visit them online at bimritter.com.
Back with you from Kingston Stadium, where homecoming 2022 is ongoing here for the Washington Warriors as the King and Queen candidates are going through the line of cheerleaders, poms, etc., and we'll see who our royalty is coming up here in just a little bit. 10-6 Linn-Mar with the lead as each team, John, a first, I think, for us here on our broadcasting was we saw back-to-back returns of the opening kickoff. Well, the opening kickoff and then the kickoff right after that. I don't think we've seen that before.
2 decades doing this with you, Scott, and I have never seen that. Boy, that raised my eyebrows and thought we were going to maybe be off to the fireworks show of the century here, but both defenses kind of knuckled under after that.
And we kind of thought it was going to be a low-scoring defensive battle because both these defenses, number-wise, have been really, really stingy this year.
And both offenses right now really trying to find their footing, so to speak. Washington, because they've had a lack of execution, penalties. They've got a fumble in there that they just gave the ball away from. An interception. Linn-Mar's the one that had the fumble. But both defenses right now just kind of flexing their muscles a little bit. Both offenses trying to get a toehold.
Yeah, and that's why you think it's going to come down to whoever makes the least amount of mistakes as far as this game is concerned in the second half. And tell you what, Wash had an opportunity right there at the end of the first half off the bad snap at the Linn-Mar or at the 48-yard line, could not do anything with it, and the Lions take the lead into the locker room.
You know, it's not that Wash's offense hasn't been in the Linn-Mar territory. They have. They haven't gotten into the red zone yet, but they've come close, and they've just got to find a way to not shoot themselves in the foot on key plays that would keep the chains moving right now. And again, I know that I'm maybe beating a dead horse here, but we heard Mo Blue say it in his pregame remarks. We execute and we'll probably be able to move the ball and do the things we want to do. And he's exactly right. I think if you take away the penalties, if you take away the interception, they've had the field position. They've shown flashes of brilliance. They've done a great job of mixing up the pass and the run. Their formations, all their schemes for this game tonight have been solid. They just haven't been able to get the job done offensively when they needed to on key plays.
They're announcing the finalists. And the royalty.
Mia Hatcher and Asa Greco.
Asa Greco, and I did not catch the...
Is that Mia Hatcher?
Mia Hatcher, yeah. So there you go. Asa not dressed tonight, unfortunately.
Has his jersey on, but he's in street clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Those are the royalty this year for Cedar Rapids Washington. Well, the Lions and the Warriors both with less than 100 yards of total offense so far in the first. I'm not surprised by that, really.
Well, statistically coming into the game, we knew that both defenses were going to be staunchy, and that's been the case. And so far, both offenses just need to get on track here a little bit with some field position. And we haven't really seen any big plays to speak of either, Scott. Well, what's the longest play either offense has? I don't think it's more than 20 yards.
Washington's longest play besides the kickoff return has been 14.
Yeah.
And Linn-Mar did have the 36-yard Carter Henderson run.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
For the for the field goal.
Correct.
Set up the Fromm 24-yard field goal.
Other than that, it's been a stifling defensive performance by both teams. Bim Ritter Sportswear brings you the halftime show. Need screen printing or embroidery for your company or special event? Call Bim Ritter Sportswear, 364-3479. Also check out their website, bimritter.com, or stop on by, say hi to Gary and the staff at 817 2nd Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. As total yardage at halftime, 90 yards for Linn-Mar, 79 for Cedar Rapids, Washington. That's what we have at halftime. Lions 53 in the ground, 37 through the air. Austin Waller is 5 of 7 for 37 yards so far in the ball game. Mazinski has caught 2 for 20. Jackson, Roscup, and Henderson with the catch apiece. Carter Henderson on the ground, 4 rushes, 41 yards. Severson has carried it twice for a total of 10 yards so far in the ball game. Lions with 4 first downs, 1 penalty for 13 yards, 1 sack, and 1 turnover. For Washington, 79 total yards. Only 13 on the ground for Washington, 66 through the air. Stephen Kane has played the whole way so far. He is 9 of 12 for 66 yards, has thrown 1 interception so far. Michael Blank has caught 3 for 27. Brock Davis has caught 2 for 15. Leighton Charters has caught 2 for 13 so far tonight. Washington with 5 first downs. Well, let's give you the rushing. Watts McBride with 11 carries for 33 yards. Kane is in the negative right now. Alex Taylor only 4 carries for 4 yards. Stock has carried it once for 6. Wash with 5 first downs, 4 penalties for 25 yards, and they have 1 turnover in the ball game. Linn-Mar is 0 for 4 on third down tries, while Washington is 3 for 8 on third down tries in the ball game tonight. And at halftime, time of possession is one-sided in favor, interestingly enough, the Warrior way here. Let me get this squared away here. Yeah, a little bit one-sided. As doing my math here, if I can get it. There it is, 15-31 for Washington, 8-29 for Linn-Mar. How about that?
Well, you know, it doesn't feel that lopsided, but You know, one of the things that happened in that second quarter is the offense for Washington kind of went away from Watts McBride, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Tried that double back look with both Taylor and McBride, and a little bit more of a physical look, and just didn't move the ball quite as much.
Well, we learned last week against Pleasant Valley that Linn-Mar's defense is solid, and they love to come up and fill gaps, shed blocks, and make solo tackles, as well as the gang swarming tackles. And, you know, they're as advertised. It's fun to see them finally here for the first time this season. And everything that we heard was true and had seen in the stat column defensively has held so. And this is a tough game. A lot of hard hitting, a lot of solid fundamentals. Both defenses right now, solid as can be.
Yeah, that's why, you got to play it a little bit close to the vest, I think, if you're both coaches right now, don't you?
Well, when it comes to turnovers, it can be fatal. I mean, one turnover in the wrong part of the territory can really seal your fate in a tight game like this. But, you know, Linn-Mar right now up 10-6 on basically the credit goes to their special teams because they blocked the PAT attempt by Washington, and then they made the field goal, the 22-yard attempt from Fromm. So it's been a tightly contested game, but the 10-6 advantage for Linn-Mar, courtesy of special teams.
Into 3 over at Brady Street is no contest. Iowa City West 42, Davenport North nothing. And
yeah, don't sleep on Iowa City West, folks.
We said after the first week, you did not get to see West.
I didn't get to see him, but boy, I've heard about him.
That is a good team, and they've got maybe the best hookup in the state with Jack Wallace and Kristen Janis, who has suddenly also started to get some Division I eyes and offers pointed in his direction.
Janis, who I believe was injured last year and didn't get to show his wares.
First game of the year, was injured in that Kennedy game and missed the entire season. 6'3" wide receiver and with speed. And Jack Wallace, as shaky at times as he looked as a freshman, has picked it up as a sophomore.
Well, can you imagine 2 years from now when he's a senior? My goodness. How about the battle for the booth that's coming up next week? Woo-hoo-hoo. That's going to be a dandy.
Yeah, you think that one's going to be any good?
Oh, my.
Between West and City High? I heard they don't like each other, by the way.
And here's Liberty in the catbird seat sitting over there saying, yeah, well, we beat you.
Very true. Very, very true. 10-6, Linn-Mar on top of Washington here at halftime as the Warrior Marching Band performing here at the Homecoming Night 2022 here at Kingston Stadium. We're back here tomorrow night for the only show in town, as they say, as Jeff and Kennedy will go at it tomorrow evening here from Kingston Stadium. Everybody else is out of town. Of course, when you got two Metros playing on a Thursday night, it
can happen.
It can happen. Second time this year that has been the case, but we'll have Jeff and Kennedy. Jayhawks have had 8 days to chew on what could have been. They're going to be heavy underdogs tomorrow night. We know that. Kennedy, I mean, it's going to be one of those games. Kennedy will come out. They're not going to want to embarrass Jefferson. I know that. Brian White's going to want to play. He's got about 85 guys out there, and he'll play them all. If indeed it is a situation where he can play them all.
I think that's very well said. We'll see what happens. But I'll tell you what, my eyes tomorrow night are going to be on any reports that come our way from North Scott, because that's going to be a dandy showdown when Xavier goes down for a rematch with North Scott. If you remember last year, Scott, we saw some of that tangle and from even the playoffs the year before in the finals, or in the semifinals, I believe it was. So those two teams, they're going to put on a showdown in Eldridge.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. North Scott got him last year. So we'll see what happens this year. North Scott lost a bunch, but they reload. They don't rebuild over at Eldridge. Certainly is the case. 10-6 Linn-Mar with the lead here at halftime over Cedar Rapids, Washington, as the crowd entertained by the Warrior Band here at the halftime break. We'll step aside, take a timeout, and come back, get you ready for the second half from Kingston Stadium. right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Cedar Rapids Millwork, providing outstanding service to Eastern Iowa for over 50 years. Quality products, including windows, doors, moldings, hardware, stair parts, specialties, and cabinets. Locally owned and operated, Cedar Rapids Millwork has in-house production, providing innovative quality services for contractors and their customers of the corridor. Cedar Rapids Millwork, 1950 Progress Drive in Hiawatha, and online at cedarrapidsmillwork.com. No matter where you are in life, Hills Bank is here to help you succeed. Whether you're buying your first house, saving for your child's future, or preparing for retirement, you can count on the people at Hills Bank for the support you need to reach your goals. It's easy to connect with a banker over the phone or on hillsbank.com because we believe banking is better through human connection. Hills Bank is an equal housing lender and FDIC member. American Family Insurance agent Kurt Gustafson is committed to inspiring and protecting dreams right here in Cedar Rapids and the surrounding area. He starts by getting to know you and your needs and build a free auto, home, or life insurance quote. By bundling policies, we can often offer a variety of discounts. Whether you're purchasing a car, buying property, managing an investment property, starting a small business, or leaving behind a legacy, we've got your back as you pursue your dreams, and we'll help protect them. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. See Kurt Gustafson Agency of American Family Insurance on Johnson Avenue Southwest, right across from the Johnson Avenue Hy-V for more details. Centrally located in downtown Cedar Rapids, Hard Drive Elite is not your traditional fitness center. While other gyms offer one-size-fits-all solutions, HD Elite specializes in crafting individual workouts based on your specific needs. You'll receive one-on-one attention from an experienced trainer who both designs and provides game-changing service to the area's top youth level and college athletes. No matter what your age, when seeking help with your personal fitness goals, contact the professionals at Hard Drive Elite today.
Awaiting both teams' entrances here in the second half. 10-6 Linn-Mar with the lead over Cedar Rapids, Washington, as week number 4 of the high school football season getting underway here tonight at Kingston Stadium in Cedar Rapids. And it's going to be Washington getting the ball first here, John, to start half number 2. And Warriors just have not gotten anything going offensively on the ground so far tonight. Be interesting to see. They've only played Kane so far, and that's what Coach Blue said before the ball game. We'll see if Malik Epps-Keller will get in at all here in the second half. Are they going to go with the revolving quarterbacks, or is Kane going to be the guy here tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. Kane has done a pretty nice job here in this first half. I'm not exactly sure that a change would be warranted, but, you know, Mo Blue and his staff know their team better than I do, so that would be a little bit of a surprise if Epps-Keller did come out, though, and go under center.
Now, for Linn-Mar, they've been getting the running game going, and Waller at times has thrown some good passes. It's just a matter of consistency for both of these teams and both of these offenses to get going here in half number 2 as Washington makes their way out of the northeast tunnel. Linn-Mar already out onto the field as they are out of the southeast tunnel here at Kingston Stadium for week number 5 action. We mentioned Washington won this game last year, or excuse me, Linn-Mar won this game last year, 36-7. That ended a 3-game Washington winning streak in this particular series, going back to 2013. They don't play every year. It'll be interesting. Of course, we redo everything in January, John. We'll find out who's going to be 5A, 4A, et cetera, Will it stay one class of 8 player? We've always heard rumors that it's going to go split to 2 classes of 8 player ball. And it'll be interesting to see if Linn-Mar and Wash continue to play one another.
It will, and it's always easy to forget, too, that Washington is not in the big school class anymore. Since 5A came around, Wash has not been there. They are in the 4A class, which runs on a district basis, and you've got to be one of the top 2 in your district to be assured of making the playoffs. But in 5A, of course, we've got the RPI, and the groupings are based on what are called success groups. And so there's just a whole different playoff philosophy in terms of who qualifies between 5A and 4A, and then all the subsequent lower ones that are district qualifiers as well. So yeah, it's interesting. The old days are gone, and boy, if you can't embrace change anymore in this world, Scott, you've got a problem.
Very true. Very true. Adapt, improvise, and overcome, John.
That's because things just change, and you've got to be able to adapt along with them. And in these two teams that we have tonight, both Wash and Linn-Mar, they do great jobs of that. They've got great student athletes at both schools. They've got tremendous coaching staffs. And so it's no question that, these teams are going to be competitive, and would not be surprised whatsoever, both in the playoffs here.
Long way to go.
Long way to go yet.
Long way to go. And thanks for tuning in here on CRM Live Sports. Appreciate everybody. And again, back here tomorrow night for Jefferson and Kennedy as we get ready for our second half, which is brought to you by Epiphany Dermatology and Dr. John Woolner with over 30 years of experience. Find him at 5264 Council Street Northeast, and also give him a call at 363-9936. Back with that second half. 10-6 Linn-Mar on top after this on CRM Live Sports.
Epiphany Dermatology is a full-service dermatology practice that treats all conditions of the skin, hair, and nails. Dr. John Woolner has been practicing and treating patients for over 30 years. Epiphany Dermatology has built a reputation based on reliable customer service and quality skin and hair loss treatments. Epiphany Dermatology also places a special emphasis on skin cancer prevention, screenings, and treatment. Call them to book an appointment at 363-9936 and visit their website at epiphanydermatology.com. Epiphany Dermatology, 5264 Council Street Northeast, Suite 700 in Cedar Rapids. Centrally located in downtown Cedar Rapids, Hard Drive Elite is not your traditional fitness center. While other gyms offer one-size-fits-all solutions, HD Elite specializes in crafting individual workouts based on your specific needs. You'll receive one-on-one attention from an experienced trainer who both designs and provides game-changing service to the area's top youth level and college athletes. No matter what your age, when seeking help with your personal fitness goals, contact the professionals at Hard Drive Elite today. The Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council represents 18 building trade unions in the corridor. Each union provides skilled workers for construction projects throughout the area. Union workers are highly skilled professionals who are determined to better their communities. The building trades unions are always looking toward the future. Training in registered apprenticeships is available. Visit their website at cricbt.org for more information. The Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building and Trades Council, committed to getting the job done right the first time.
And our second half about to get underway as Linn-Mar will kick it off from right to left here at Kingston Stadium. Scott Unash, John Hegarty with you. Lions kicking with the wind. They'll make Wash go into the wind here for half number 2. As Michael Blank will drop single safety at about the 8-yard line for the Washington Warriors. Again, that tight huddle formation with the kicker Fromm right there. And Wash going to shadow them wherever they go, and now they'll go wide. 10-6 Lions. Each team returned their opening kickoff of the night. Wash missed the extra point, and then Linn-Mar got a Fromm 32-yard field goal, and that's where we stand. There's the approach, and our second half is underway. Fromm with the kick into the end zone, and Wash will have it at the 20-yard line. As the Warriors will come out and see if it is going to be Stephen Kane, who's gone all the way, the junior quarterback. If they'll keep him out there for half number 2. And what do we got here?
I think it's Epps Keller.
It is. It's Malik.
How about that?
Malik Epps Keller is coming out there to start the second half. The sophomore, the runner of the two. And he'll fake. He'll boot. He'll roll. He'll throw in the flat to Chase Mahoney, who makes the grab at the 25-yard line. Taken down by Severson right away. Maybe go a little more speed, John. That's what they're looking at.
Epps Keller certainly has that, and a great fake on that bootleg.
First catch of the night for Chase Mahoney. And it'll be 2nd down and 5. Wide side of the field to the left. Twins that way for Washington. We'll send a man in motion. That is Brock Davis, another sophomore. And off the read option, handoff to McBride, trying to get to the corner and does. Turns it up 25-30. 35-yard line, lowers the shoulder, and driven out of bounds as he gets to the 39. Make it the 40-yard line and a gain of 15.
Jet sweep all the way to the wide side of the field and finally got the corner turned, outflanking the Linn-Mar defense for the first time tonight.
That looked like a different running back.
Yeah, that was the Watts McBride that we're used to seeing, who was shut down in the second quarter.
Mahoney will go in a slot to the left, more like a tight end. One setback. Epps Keller calling signals. He'll get it. He'll fake. Rolls right. Throws sideline. Coming back. Blank. Makes the catch. Along the sideline. Nicely done. Right in front of Cade Jesse at the 48-yard line for a pickup of 8.
Going to be just shy of the first down. Going to have to get right to the 50-yard line to convert. But who doesn't love 2nd and about 1.5?
Every offensive coordinator.
Waste one deep here. Go for the home run.
Maybe. 2nd down. No, I'll fake it and throw it to the far side to Davis, and a big hit by Blackford right at the line of scrimmage after the catch. Tell you, Blackford will hit you.
That was a beautiful solo tackle out on the edge. And we've got lights flickering at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
That's usually a good sign.
I believe the Colonels will live to play another day. I have a 5-3 score here.
All right. Very good. Good job by the Colonels. 3rd down. And about 1.5 yards for Washington. Epps Keller running the read option. Handoff to McBride. Twists his way into Lion territory. He's got a 1st down.
Had to turn his back to the line of scrimmage to get that extra yard and ensure that the chains moved, but he did a good job of keeping his feet moving, even with his back turned to the line of scrimmage.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Washington on the move. 10-6 is the lead for Linn-Mar. They'll put McBride out of the backfield. They'll go empty. Slot to the left side. And here is the slant. It's caught by Davis at the 40-yard line. As the fireworks go off, John.
Yeah, and that's going to be just shy of a 1st down at the 40-yard line of Linn-Mar.
That's a gain of 9. We've had this before with fireworks at the Colonels and the football game. Kids love it.
Well, especially the home crowd on the west side because they've got the perfect viewing of it.
Yes, they do. Lion folks are wondering what's happening behind them. 2nd down and 1 in the inside handoff. This is Stock. He's playing fullback right here, and he'll get about 3, and he'll move the chains on a 1st down.
Boy, and how about that push by the interior offensive line for Wash? They finally, for the first time tonight, as a unit, just formed a wedge, didn't allow anybody penetration, and pushed the white jerseys back 5 yards. What did they talk about at halftime, Scott? I'd like to know because you can bottle that up. The Wash is bought in.
6th grade softball work part 2? I don't know. 1st and 10 at the Linn-Mar 37-yard line. 3-man front for the Lions. And they'll give it on the counter. Watts McBride lowers his shoulder inside the 35 and down to the 32-yard line. For McBride, Colrick on the stop for the Lions.
Slashing run right between the tackles. And this is what Mo Blue thought his offense could do in the first half if they executed.
They've taken a good portion of this 3rd quarter as well. 10-6 Linn-Mar. On 2nd down, quick out, caught by McBride in the flat to the 30 and going to be about 1 yard shy of the 1st down as he takes it to the 28-yard line.
This is just a great job of play calling by Washington here. Inside, outside, throw it out into the flat, wide receiver screens, get the ball all over the field, and keep Linn-Mar's defense guessing where it's going to come from next.
New offensive coordinator Frank Sherman calling plays. They'll go with an unbalanced line to the right this time, a 3rd down and 1 yard. Here's Epps Keller, went opposite, and he's got a 1st down. They overloaded right. John went left, and he took it down to the 24.
Yeah, just a quarterback keep there. And I think it was just read. You go wherever you see an opening, young man.
And he did. First down, Washington off the gain of 4. Under 8 to play, third quarter. Warriors moving into the win at the 24-yard line. Linn-Mar showing blitz, and here they come. Hand off, McBride going short side, turning it up, and got cartwheeled at the 20-yard line. Literally cartwheeled.
Oh, he's got such great body lean that if he gets hit really low like that, he ends up getting another yard or maybe even 2 on the dive after contact.
Got 4 there, so it'll be a second down and 6. Epps Keller at the controls, the sophomore. Slot right, 1 setback off the fake. Malik the throw, rolling to the right side, throws on the run into all kinds of traffic and incomplete. Wash had 2 receivers there. There were 4 Lions there, and Chase Mahoney did get a hand on it. That was a little dangerous. So it'll be a third down and 6 coming up for Washington. With 7:07 to play here in the ball game, or in the third, I beg your pardon. Can the Lions come up with a big play defensively as the fireworks continue in the background? Receiver left, receiver to the right. Short drop, Epps Keller on third down. He'll roll the pocket right, throws high, incomplete. Trying to get it to Blank. That's been that go-to to Michael Blank when they've needed yardage, short yardage on this drive.
Blank is also money in the bank on plays like that, but that ball just uncatchable. I think if Epps Keller tucks that ball under and runs, he maybe gets that first down and keeps the chains moving.
Fourth down. Wash will keep the offense out there and go for it on 4th and 6. They need just across the 15-yard line, so it's a little less than 6 as they scrimmage from the 20. Wide side of the field to the right. Epps Keller, low snap, digs it out. Throws, lobs it right side. Leaping attempt incomplete. Off the hands of Blank as he was bottled up down there by Will Starnes and Kay Jesse. And Wash will give it over on downs. And nearly, well, over 5 minutes of possession that third quarter start.
Got the ball to the red zone at the 20, but just unable to come away with any points on the board. And as we said at halftime, that there's been 4 different times in this game where Wash has penetrated well into Linn-Mar territory, coming up empty-handed each time.
Bend, but don't break. The Linn-Mar defense right there. 1st and 10 Lions at the 20-yard line. And on first down, they'll give it to Carter Henderson on the sweep, going to the right side. And he'll get 4, maybe 5 to the 25-yard line. Heard at the beginning of the year, got a little bit of playing time in that first half. They're just kind of easing him in, as you heard Tim Lovell at the beginning of the program.
Well, he ran wild in this matchup last year, but tonight it's just good to see him back out there in uniform.
We'll pick our play of the game, brought to you by Carpenter's Local 308 here in Cedar Rapids, coming up at the conclusion of this one. 2nd down and 5. Nizinski goes in motion and on the read option. Waller with a keep, and he's loose. Right sideline and out of bounds. Pushed out by Charters. Linn-Mar wants a flag, didn't get it. At the 48 of Washington. 27-yard run for the sophomore Austin Waller.
And we knew they'd come back to that play because it really was a dandy in the second quarter there, but they converted big on that one.
So it'll be a first down in Warrior territory at the Wash 48. Ferguson and Jackson to the right. They'll hand it off, second back through, and stumbling at the line of scrimmage and losing the ball was Henderson, but they're going to say he was down. They're going to say he was down at the 47-yard line.
Defender Preston Johnson met that in the backfield, almost had the shoestring tackle at the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 9. A fine fireworks show, by the way.
Just going on and on.
I think that might have been it. So 2nd down and 9 with 5:33 to play here in quarter number 3. Linn-Mar with the ball on the right hash mark. Twins left, Twins right. Mahoney showing the blitz. Here he comes. Here's a quick wide receiver screen. It's caught. Roscup, or did he catch it? Oh, he had it. And then it ricocheted down to a Warrior.
They're signaling wash ball.
And it will be wash ball. Preston Johnson got it. Went through I believe that's going to go down as an interception. Well, they're going to say fumble, but I'm not so sure. Well, we'll call it a fumble just to keep everything consistent. As it's going to go back. Either way, John, it's going to go back over to Wash.
Second fumble lost on the night for Linn-Mar.
I thought that ball may have been bobbled by Roscup, and it went right into the breadbasket of
That's what
Preston
I thought
Johnson.
I saw too.
From the 45, Wash going the other way, and Kane back in there. He handed off to big Alex Taylor, and the 250-pounder goes for 4 up to the 49-yard line. Well, I'm going to change it then to a pick. How's that? Not that I want to throw an interception on Mr. Waller, but I think that's what happened. Stop. Wash will go with tempo here on 2nd down, off the fake. Kane rolling to the right side, throws it upfield into a crowd, leaping catch made. Blank got loose at the 25 to the 20. Far side 15-10, turning the corner, touchdown. Michael Blank with a 51-yard touchdown reception. Kane got blasted as he threw that ball and somehow got it to Blank, who made a heck of a catch.
Yeah, and Blank emerged from a bevy of secondary defenders for Linn-Mar, and he just cut back against the grain and went into the southeast corner of the end zone unmolested. A great change of momentum here on the turnover and immediately striking for the touchdown by the Warriors.
4th touchdown grab of the year for Michael Blank. And Washington up 12-10. They're going to go for 2. They'll place it on the left hash mark. Kane, the quarterback, he'll stay in there. He'll roll to the right side, and he's going to tuck it under. And did he get there? No.
Just shy.
Oh, and that's a big stop by Linn-Mar because it remains a 2-point game. So 12-10. Washington now up with 4:26 to play here in quarter number 3. It's been a good one, and we'll come back with the kickoff right after this as you are listening to high school football here on CRM Live Sports.
Does your business need signs, nameplates, or name badges? Looking to recognize an employee, athlete, or student for a job well done, or promote your next big event? Letter Perfect in Cedar Rapids has what you need to identify, recognize, and promote. ADA-compliant office signs, industrial signs, full-color signs, dimensional letters, personalized plaques, and awards of all kinds, and thousands of items to customize with your company logo to promote your business. Letter Perfect, 5412 Centerpoint Road Northeast, and online at letperfect.com.
Well, Uncle Mo's wearing a black shirt, John.
It's amazing when you get a turnover like that and then score immediately, how it can just drive a dagger into your opponent's heart. Linn-Mar's got to find a way to stem back up and respond here now.
Novak with the kick. This will be a line drive kick, and they're going to say that Jackson caught it on a knee. It was very close.
It was.
At the 24-yard line. So now the Lions, first time tonight, are down. As it's now 12-10. Now how does Linn-Mar come back from this? Still a long way to go in this football game, though.
Had a nice drive on that first possession of the second half. Got down well into Warrior territory, but just gave the ball over to the Warriors, and then the big strike to Michael Blank changed all the momentum here. The 12-10 advantage now goes to Washington.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions from the 24-yard line, and they'll hand it off. Nothing doing. trying to sweep was Jackson, and he was taken down by Chase Mahoney as soon as he got that football.
You know, we haven't called Mahoney's number as many times tonight as we're used to. You check the stats on varsity stat sheet, and Mahoney has got so many tackles in relation to the rest of the defense. It's just ridiculous how many times he's got his hands in the play defensively.
45 coming into tonight.
Yeah.
One of the leaders in Class 4A in the state. Second down at 10. Lions trips to the right side off the fake. Waller still rolling to the right. Throws, and the pass was deflected at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. As the deflection made there by, I believe that was Wyatt Young, the sophomore.
Yeah, he's coming out now, and he's showing the tipped hand signal to his coach.
3rd down and 10.
3rd and 10. Boy, and the last thing if you're Tim Lovell and you want to do here is give it right back on a 3 and out.
If the Warriors can shut this down, they should get some good field position, maybe around midfield on a punt return.
Roscup and Jackson to the right. Twin receivers out to the left side. Muzinski in there for Linn-Mar on 3rd and 10. Here comes the blitz. High snap. Waller rolling to his right. Taylor chasing him. Throws upfield on the run. Knocked away. Incomplete. Tried to go to Roscup. And Landon Mitvalski jumped right in front of the 6'3 receiver to knock it away.
Well, that was a great play by Mitvalski. He could have gotten greedy and gone up and tried to get that ball on the pick, but they were so close to the receiver that it may have been a dual possession if he had tried to do that. And, of course, that would have gone to the offense. So good job of batting that away and forcing the 4th down punt.
And a 3 and out when Linn-Mar did not need it. As it will be the sophomore Gasper to kick it away. End over end kick right down the left side of the field. Will take a Lion bounce and hit one of the Lions on the backside at about the 37-yard line. 38-yard punt, no return. And it will be wash ball at the 37. And this 3rd quarter has belonged to Cedar Rapids, Washington.
Now, they've been a different team since they came out of halftime, Scott. I'm not exactly sure how they got their helmets screwed on straight, what was said, or what adjustments were made, but all that execution that was lacking in the first half by the offense for the Warriors is on display right now, folks.
Wash will have it at the 37-yard line. They're going to go back to Epps Keller, and McBride will be on his left hip. Mahoney will be the tight end. Play clock just was reset, so Warriors in no hurry here. On a 1st down at 10 from the 37-yard line. Epps Keller, inside handoff. McBride on the stop and go gets 2 right up the gut. Watts was there as well as Jack White for the Lions. Carson Loenzen there as well, the sophomore. And gain of 2 that time for McBride, who's had tough sledding tonight. 52 yards for Watts McBride on 16 carries.
Brock Davis just limped off the field and collapsed on the sideline.
That's not good. That's a cramp.
That's a cramp.
Yep. 2nd and 8. Long count. Epps Keller on the quarterback draw, and Linn-Mar read it all the way, and they tried to throw it on the run. Oh, boy. And immediately Travis Fuller going out there and saying, no.
We had Mitvalski out there, so it saved some yardage on that, but boy, was that risky.
So it'll be a 3rd down. Caden Stock will come in. They're working on the sophomore Brock Davis along the Warrior sideline.
Yeah, we're in week 4, but it's still warm out there, folks.
Yeah, it is. 3rd down for Washington. Up 12-10, 2:32 to play. Play clock at 4. Linn-Mar showing the blitz. Epps Keller rolling to the left side. Has all day. Throws deep for Blank. Through his hands on a leaping attempt, incomplete. As good defense by Isaac Guerrero back there for Linn-Mar. And Wash will give it right back on a 3 and out.
Epps Keller had some shorter routes that were somewhat open. He could have dumped it off and come down a little bit. But when you've got Michael Blank, the big threat out there, who's already had the big strike here on the last possession, man, I'm tempted to go downfield too.
Fourth down, Lions will send twins back. That'll be Jackson and Jesse. Here is the punt, a high wobbler and off the side of the foot for Novak. And let's see how far this one's going to go. It's going to go 15 yards. Kicking has been a problem all year for the Warriors.
Linn-Mar is going to come out and take possession at their own 46-yard line. So good start here for, at least field position-wise, for their third possession of the second half. They've gone fumble, given the ball away to Washington on the first, and they punted on the second. Short, quick 3 and out.
Waller coming out there. Severson will be the back this time for the Lions. Tom's the blocking back. They'll go with a slot man. Jackson coming in motion now to the right. Shotgun snap, inside handoff. Severson slanting right into Warrior territory. And he'll take it down to the Wash 46. Good hard running by Jackson Severson. He's done a yeoman's job. As it'll be second and short.
That pushes the Linn-Mar offense into the Warrior territory at the 46 of Washington. And they're coming out of the huddle with a sense of urgency here.
As we're getting into the latter stages of the third quarter, down by 2. Slot right, one set back, all out blitz coming. They hand it off to Severson and he beat it to the 40, to the 35, and thrown down at the Wash 32-yard line. They sent everybody in a black shirt, John.
And isn't that the way it goes? Sometimes you get the bear and sometimes the bear gets you. But that time on all-out blitz by Washington, running back for Linn-Mar just ran right past all of them and had to get dragged down by the safety.
Who saved a touchdown. First and 10 Lions. And closer and closer to field goal range. Taden Ferguson way out to the right side. They'll go with 3 receivers left. Severson the setback. Nizinski coming in motion. They'll fake it to him. Waller going short side and nothing doing. Wash got beat on that twice, John. They weren't going to get beat a third time.
Yeah, that's the play that they've really broken Wash's back with. But adapt, improvise, and overcome. Wash has seen that enough defensively now. They were in the backfield and snuffed that.
As Watts McBride making the play. A lot of Division I's looking at Watts. A lot of Division II's as well. Second down and 13. Could be the final play of quarter number 3 here from Kingston Stadium. Wide side of the field to the left, Twins that way. Off the fake, Waller to throw, looking middle, now being chased. Rolls the pocket to the right side, throws on the run, deep upfield, man out there and caught it at the 5, touchdown! Got behind the defense, Taden Ferguson. And a 34-yard strike from the sophomore Waller.
Bought a lot of time with his feet as he rolled out to the right. And that was enough time for the receivers to break off of their routes and drift into space through the strike downfield.
So back comes Linn-Mar. Swinging gate here. We'll see what the Lions do as it's 16-12, and they're going to go for 2. They'll pitch it back to Roskup, and he's not going to get there.
Nope.
So they tried to get it to be a 6-point lead, did not work, and it is 16-12, an unusual score here, John.
Wash was ready for that little hocus pocus out of the swinging gate and was prepared, stopped him about a yard short of the goal line.
So we got 12.6 to play here in the third, and it's Linn-Mar back out in front.
First touchdown tonight by Linn-Mar, courtesy of their offense.
True.
To go along with the field goal and the kickoff return that started the game. So both teams all of a sudden finding the toehold on offense here, Scott, when neither one of them could in the first half.
I got a feeling we're going to have a wild finish.
I think there were a lot of adjustments and some pretty healthy discussions at halftime that are bearing fruit for both sides here now in this second half.
Iowa City West. We'll take a look at the scoreboard here, the Emils Hideaway scoreboard, and tell you how that final ended up, as West is going to win that game. It's a matter of by how much. It was 42-0 going into the fourth quarter.
Their opponent next week in the battle for the boot, Iowa City High, got a dandy tomorrow night down at Valley Stadium against Dowling.
Yeah, they beat Dowling last year.
Yes, they did. Shocked the state, basically. And then parlayed it into a semifinal match in the Unidome.
Here's the approach and the kick, and this one's going to go well into the end zone. Tell you, Fromm's got a good leg on him.
Yes, he does. Had a nice wind behind him, too, but still.
I don't think that would have mattered.
Good kick.
I don't think it would have mattered any. So it'll be Washington with 12.6, scrimmaging from the 20-yard line. As week 4 underway, some dandy matchups tomorrow night around the state. We've got Jefferson and Kennedy tomorrow night here at Kingston Stadium for you, about 7:15 here on CRMLiveSports.com. Kane back in there in the revolving quarterbacks, and he will get it on the inside handoff. And a little wing T inside handoff look here. And I think that was Caden Stock who carried it for about 4. And that's going to take us to the end of quarter number 3. Through 3 quarters here from Kingston Stadium, it is Linn-Mar 16, Cedar Rapids, Washington 12. We'll step aside, take a break, come back, have more for you after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Cedar Rapids Millwork, providing outstanding service to Eastern Iowa for over 50 years. Quality products, including windows, doors, moldings, hardware, stair parts, specialties, and cabinets. Locally owned and operated, Cedar Rapids Millwork has in-house production, providing innovative quality services for contractors and their customers of the corridor. Cedar Rapids Millwork, 1950 Progress Drive in Hiawatha, and online at cedarrapidsmillwork.com. American Family Insurance agent Kurt Gustafson is committed to inspiring and protecting dreams right here in Cedar Rapids and the surrounding area. He starts by getting to know you and your needs and build a free auto, home, or life insurance quote. By bundling policies, we can often offer a variety of discounts. Whether you're purchasing a car, buying property, managing an investment property, starting a small business, or leaving behind a legacy, we've got your back as you pursue your dreams, and we'll help protect them. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. See Kurt Gustafson Agency of American Family Insurance on Johnson Avenue Southwest, right across from the Johnson Avenue Hy-Vee for more details.
Wash Band having a good time as we start quarter number 4, and Blank coming to the left side, and he gets steamrolled as he tried to turn that corner, John.
On the jet sweep, courtesy of Ben Blackford. And again, another perfect formed solo tackle by a defender for Linn-Mar. Hey, you could take this game film tonight defensively for Linn-Mar, and you could teach so many fundamentals from it. It's crazy how solid and sound they are.
3rd down and long. Kane rolling to the right side. Under pressure, spins away from one and just throws it upfield. And it's incomplete now.
Oh, that may draw a flag.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone was there, John. And
I think Chase Mahoney was close. He was coming in on the drag there from his tight end position.
Tim Lovell's asking the same question.
4th down and 6.
Yeah, I think Mahoney was close enough.
All right.
Oh, no, now they're pulling it out.
They are going to pull it out. Intentional grounding against Wash.
Yeah, and that'll be a loss of down.
Yeah, it was close. We knew it was going to be close the whole way. And this game has been close the whole way. It's going to cost Wash 5. They were going to have to punt anyway.
4th down and 11.
And Warriors will kick it away with Beard this time. High snap through his hands, and now look out into the end zone. Lions fall on it. Touchdown. Coming up for it for Linn-Mar was Sam Watts. Special teams again.
Yeah. Last week, twice blocked punts sealed the fate of Washington, and tonight that one really hurts.
A bad snap through the hands. Beard tried to go high and pull it down. Couldn't quite get it. And Sam Watts falls on it for Linn-Mar in the end zone. And it's now suddenly a 2-score game, 22-12. Just like that. Fromm for the extra point. The lefty has it. Up and good. And it's 23-12. As Washington now directly behind the 8 ball in this one.
That just wasn't pretty on so many levels. There was a possibility that the punter could have maybe fallen on it in the end zone and saved some pointage, but that there's something in their punt team schemes blocking wise that has got to get figured out, because this is the second week in a row that it's cost them points.
As Washington will have the win here in the fourth quarter, and Linn-Mar doing a great job of taking advantage of the mistakes that Washington has made.
And it's too bad for the Warriors, too, because they came out of the halftime locker room and their offense did a great job of taking the ball down the field and getting the touchdown, and then they actually drove again before they punted on the third possession. But the special teams, again, letting them down.
Right now, through 3 quarters, total yardage, 200 yards for Washington and 145 for Linn-Mar. Here's the approach in the boot, and Blank's going to get a chance at the 10-yard line. 15 to the 20, got a block 25, gets to the 30, and upended with a flag down. It's going to be a hold on Washington. I could see that one from up here, John.
So the return goes to the 34-yard line, and it'll be assessed from that point.
And Washington will be...
Now, hang on. This is a face mask.
Whoa. Wow.
This is a Linn-Mar face mask on the tackle. So that's going to take the ball all the way up to the 49-yard line. A little change of hanky ship there.
Wow. There's a very slight difference between a good hold and a block, right? I've been told by many football coaches. Hey, they go back to the old rules, it'd be really easy. First down.
Somebody we both remember told us many times you could call holding on every play.
That's right. First down at the 49-yard line, 23-12, Linn-Mar on top. Wash will keep it on the ground to Watts McBride. He'll back his way into Lion territory for a couple. As Carson Lenz will come up with the stop for the Lions, and Wash going to go with a little tempo here as they get things, trying to get things going here for this drive to start the fourth. 10.5 to play in the ball game. 23-12, Linn-Mar on top. From the 49-yard line, Epps Keller in the shotgun, long count. He'll throw the quick out and try to get it to Blank, and one hopped him. 2 for 8 now is Epps Keller.
Tried to throw the slant pass to the wide side of the field with Blank all the way out on an island there. But two defenders right there, and so that ball had to be delivered lower. It was going to get picked.
So a 3rd and 8 suddenly now again for the Warriors. Lions in good shape, trying to get back to the 500 mark at 2-2. Wash trying to avoid going to 2-2. From the 49, 3rd down and 8. Epps Keller to throw, going to throw deep. Left side has Blank out there and overshot him, incomplete. Just by a tick.
They're moving Michael Blank all over the field right now, trying to get him the ball in the worst way. That long 51-yard touchdown strike that he hauled in a couple of possessions ago is still fresh in their minds, and they're thinking, let's go to get the magic one more time.
And Wash going to have to go with the punt. Beard will punt. And Linn-Mar will send TJ Jackson back along with Cade Jesse. Only interesting lineup here, John. Only 3 rushing for the Lions, and they're dropping everybody back. Here's a spiral kick and a late fair catch called and made by Jackson at the 10. Going to be a 39-yard punt by Monty Beard. And Linn-Mar at the 10 with 10:03 to play here in the ball game. We'll have the Plum Supply Kitchens and Baths postgame show coming up for you at the conclusion of this one.
Lions hanging on to that 23-12 lead right now, but backed well up into their own kitchen.
Well, you got to think that Mo Blue is going to unleash everything now. Defensively. First down and 10 for Linn-Mar. Coming off of back-to-back touchdowns, one offensively and one on special teams. Split backs. They've got Waller right in the middle of them, and he'll hand it off to Henderson, sweeping left, 15-20, and Carter Henderson with a good run on first down for 13 and a Linn-Mar first down.
You called it defensively. A lot of pressure coming right through the A and B gaps on both sides, but the ball goes outside to the wide side of the field on the sweep there, so it didn't have any effect defensively.
Boy, you like Waller as a sophomore, Gianforte as a sophomore. Both these Wash quarterbacks are back. There's some young, good quarterbacks in the Metro. First down from the 24-yard line. Same play, they'll go the opposite way, and Henderson gets blown up. Coming across from the backside was the middle linebacker, Caden Bonadonna. Hey, another sophomore to make the stop. But Linn-Mar does not mind the clock running here at all.
As long as it stays in their hands.
Second down and 10. Coming up on 9 to play in the ball game. 23-12 Linn-Mar. Lions go back home for Jefferson next week. Their first game back at Linn-Mar Stadium. They've got the field taken care of. Waller fakes the handoff inside, takes it, and pays the price. Ball came out, but they're going to say he was down, and that was the right call. Back hit right at the line of scrimmage at the 24-yard line, John.
Kind of like Waller, the quarterback on that, doesn't get any gain, goes down hard. 3 different defenders come off of him, and one stays down on the ground, and he helps him up.
I like this Waller kid.
He's scrappy, isn't he?
I tell you what, they got something with Muszynski and him running that little read option next couple years. Muszynski's in the ball game, and they're going to go with a little wildcat here. TJ Jackson will get the call. He's going to roll left. Is he going to throw? He's going to fake like he's going to throw. Now he's going to run, turns on the Jets, and has a first down.
Oh, that was a nice fake.
He's going to get 15 and a first down.
He had a couple of pump fakes in there that just froze defenders in their shoes.
First down, Lions at the 39-yard line. And that was a thing of beauty.
You know, imagine getting a beat on him running on the outside there, and you're just about ready to lower the boom on him, and he puts his arm up and fakes throwing down the field. I mean, that's tough for a defender.
Lions will go back to Waller in the shotgun. One setback. That's Severson in there. And he'll get it coming off the left side. Breaks a tackle and pushed ahead as he will get down to the 43-yard line for a gain of 4.
Yeah, and as you predicted, the just inside linebackers for Washington, numbers are getting called on every play here.
Second down and 6. Clock moves. 7.5 to play in the ball game. As Linn-Mar looking strong in this one. They're going to run it out of the eye this time. And they'll hand it to the fullback on the old dive. And good running Up the middle right there. First carry, Aiden Mesh. 5'10", 175 senior. I tell you what, Tim Lovell did this at Marion.
Yes, he did.
He kept everybody happy. Moved that ball around.
Yep.
A lot of different people carrying it.
There were times it was running back by committee, and you just got to wait and see who's got the hot hand and let them go.
Third down and only a yard. 1 of 5. That's it tonight for Linn-Mar. Slot left out of the shotgun. Off the fake. Waller on the keep. Trying to get to the corner. Turns it up and it's got the first down. As he'll take it to the Wash 49-yard line. Charters on the stop for Washington.
That penetration takes Linn-Mar inside Washington territory. And remember, folks, this drive started on Linn-Mar's 10-yard line. And they're just chewing up the clock right now.
They got this ball with 10:03 to play in the game. It's down to 6:18 and running.
This looks like Iowa State last week down in Iowa City.
On the 99-yard drive, which was a thing of beauty or hatred, depending on what side you were on. Here's Severson on the handoff and that read option. Tell you what Waller does so well, he hangs onto that ball, makes the read.
Gets a good ride on there, so you don't know if he's going to pull it out or not.
Now, they did have one exchange go awry.
They did, and that was one of their 2 fumbles on the evening.
Second down and 7.
A lot of hands on hips for the Wash defense right now.
From the 46 of Washington. They're using every second of the play clock. Down to 7. Lions in a slot. Here comes the blitz and the handoff to Severson. He'll take it up the middle. He'll get about 4 down to the 42 and set up a 3rd down and 3.
Mo Blue's doing everything he can to shut down this running game right now, sending people through gaps, linebacker positions. But it just seems like wherever they come in, that's not the hole that the play's intended to run towards. Linn-Mar has stuck in their thumb and pulled out a plum on several of running plays here in this drive.
Yes, they have. 3rd and 3. They need the Wash 39-yard line. 4:47 and running here in the ball game. As the Lions trying to put this one away. They have a 2-score lead. Toss sweep to Severson. Turns it up at the 40. Got hit hard by Chase Mahoney right at the stick, and they're going to give him the first down. 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. And hold on. Going to get a timeout. Or not. Does Tim Lovell want a timeout?
Players are, well, I'm not exactly sure. At first they started all running over to the Linn-Mar sideline, and now they're coming back to the huddle.
And it will not be a timeout, apparently. 4:33 to play.
Waller is over at the sideline, though, talking to Tim Lovell. And now he will be returning to the huddle with another Mrzinski coming in alongside him.
1st and 10 for Linn-Mar. Still 10 on the play clock. Roskup tight end to the left. They'll go with that slot man to the right. Down to 2, down to 1. They'll hand it off to Severson. Big hole, 35, stiff arm to the 30. And he's close to another first down. And they'll move the chains on a gain of 11.
Yeah, the way the linebackers are selling out on blitzes right now, that running back for Linn-Mar gets through that first wave, and he's just got all kinds of open green yardage ahead of him.
Spreading the wealth for the Lions with Tim Lovell. 11 different people have touched the ball tonight for Linn-Mar. First and 10 for the Lions, trying to put this away with a 10-minute plus drive. I formation, handoff to the second back through left side. Ball loose, and Washington's got it. Severson got popped, and the ball came loose, and Washington has it.
And that time the blitz guessed perfectly. met the handoff in the backfield, and there's no way that he could hold on to it, and Wash comes up with the ball.
There are times, John, as a coach, when you're very angry at a fumble after a 7-minute drive with a 12-point lead, you're not so angry.
Well, with 3:21 left, I think that they're perhaps thinking they're safe, but you never know.
Yeah, Wash needs a little bit of a miracle here.
I think I would be double teaming Michael Blank right now if I were the secondary for Linn-Mar.
From the 34-yard line. In the shotgun, Kane to throw. Kane has time. Looking to the left. Now rolling to the right. Going to throw back to the middle of the field. Diving catch made by Brock Davis. Going to be a gain to the 47-yard line. A gain of 13 and a Washington first down.
Good to see Davis back in there from the crampage that took him out earlier.
11th first down. And here comes Wash on first down. Kane in trouble, wrapped up, and Watts throws him down. His second sack. He's had a touchdown tonight, John, and a timeout for Washington. And that was a big loss.
Boy, Sam Watts just came through there and lowered the boom in the backfield on the straight drop back pass.
Timeout with 2:56 to play in the ball game. Linn-Mar 23, Washington 12. Back after this on CRM Live Sports.
No matter where you are in life, Hills Bank is here to help you succeed. Whether you're buying your first house, saving for your child's future, or preparing for retirement, you can count on the people at Hills Bank for the support you need to reach your goals. It's easy to connect with a banker over the phone or on hillsbank.com because we believe banking is better through human connection. Hills Bank is an equal housing lender and FDIC member.
Jefferson and Kennedy tomorrow night right back here at Kingston Stadium for you here on CRMLiveSports.com. As another Metro battle for you. Here it's a second down and a mile. Kane rolls, throws sideline. Davis with the catch. And he'll move it from the 36-yard line to the 47-yard line and a pickup of 11. His 6th catch of the night for the sophomore. He's going to be a good one as well before it's all said and done. So many young players in these two teams. Third down for Washington. Third down, 10. From the left hash mark, Kane rolling, strong side. Being chased, hit as he throws by Roscup, who absolutely unloaded. And Kane is down.
Yeah, he is, and his fellow players are calling for the training staff now. He moved around a little bit, but he is still in the prone position and his helmet's off.
Oh, man, he got walloped.
And the official was right there standing next to them, looked at the whole thing, but deemed it not worthy of a flag.
No, I think it was fine. It was just a big hit.
I'm not trying to suggest that it was anything unsportsmanlike.
Right.
But he was right there and had the best view of it of anybody in this stadium.
So now it's 4th and 10, but your quarterback is lying about 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
That was a brutal hit. Just brutal. But you know what? We always say, Scott, that's football. Just hope the young man here didn't have any permanent injury of any kind. The training staff for the Warriors has got a good look right now at him, and they're working a little bit on one of his legs. I didn't see any strange twisting or anything that went down. It was just solid contact.
Even Tim Lovell is going out there now to have a word and to look and make sure everything's okay.
May have just got a little bit of wind knocked out of him. And that'll put you down and keep you down for a little while. You've never had that happen.
Yeah, Kane's sitting up now.
Yeah, that has the look to me, the way he's trying to get some breath back in now, sitting down, as though he got the wind knocked out of him.
May have just had that situation. And here, Wash, you got to send Malik Epps-Keller in there, and you got to roll the dice. Kane is up, and that is good to see.
Yeah, walking off under his own power without any assistance of any kind. That has all the earmarks of having the wind knocked out of you.
And if you ever had that happen to you, it is not pleasant. Not a pleasant experience. And here comes Epps Keller in there.
Tough situation, 4th and 10. Just shy of midfield.
And Epps Keller will try to get 10 yards to the Linn-Mar 43. Low snap, digs it out. Rolling to the right side. Under pressure, he's stripped, lost the ball. Loose, picked up by the Lions at the 45-yard line. Stearns waiting for a caravan to the 15 and out of bounds at the Wash 14-yard line. And that is going to do it.
Will Stearns picked that ball up off the ground after it was stripped away. It was just laying there waiting for anybody that wanted it. And he picked it up and just took off to his right and ran right in front of the Washington bench down inside the 20-yard line at the Wash 14.
And the Lions will take over right there. And they will have 2:33 to get ready for Jefferson at home in Week 5 for the first time this year. A home game at Linn-Mar Stadium.
Yeah, nothing against John Wall Field, but they're tired of playing on the road when they're home.
First down, second back through Carter Henderson and pushing folks ahead and gets down to about the 11-yard line. As no timeouts or anything being taken right now, Linn-Mar just wants to eat this final 2 minutes plus and get ready for next week.
2 timeouts left for Washington if they choose to use them. It'll all be academic at that point if they do, but they do have a couple of TOs left.
23-12 Linn-Mar lead. Waller in the gun, sends Musinski in motion. They'll hand it off. Big hole right side, and Henderson, he had 3 last year. He gets 1 tonight here for Linn-Mar on a touchdown run. 11 yards for Carter Henderson, and I believe that is his first of the year, and it is. After missing the first couple of games, 13-yard rusher a season ago. And that's got to feel good for that young man.
Sure does. He had a nice hole there and had to sidestep one defender from the secondary, but that was not a very difficult thing. So good return to the lineup for that young man.
No doubt. Mitchell Fromm for the extra point. It's on the way. It is up and it is good. And suddenly it is now 30-12 in favor of Linn-Mar with 1:43 to play here in the ball game. Quick break, come back with a kickoff right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Your search for healthy, fast casual in the downtown is over. Whether it's a quick bite you're looking for or a freshly made smoothie, NutriSport and Smoothie has expanded healthy eating in downtown Cedar Rapids. Business professionals, as well as gym goers, are singing the praises of their freshly made wraps and breakfast bowls, while the smoothie lover can choose from a variety of nutritious fruit and protein options, including your choice of adding the newest Frontline supplements. For a fast, healthy, and convenient downtown option, look no further than NutriSport and Smoothie. At Spinal Corrective Center, Dr. Gene Kretzinger and Dr. Janet Kuehl are happy to welcome Dr. Jesse Henick to the staff, bringing sports chiropractic experience from Upper Iowa University. If you want to reach optimum health and peak performance levels, or are suffering from injury, pain, and other health problems, the chiropractic care they provide can give you relief and stability. Spinal Corrective Center has over 50 years combined experience in chiropractic care. Let us help you perform at 100% through sports chiropractic care. Call today at 319-393-3996 to schedule an appointment or go online at spinalcc.com.
Linn-Mar's got this one well in hand as the kickoff rolls down to about the 10-yard line, picked up on a couple hops by Michael Blank to the 15, sidestepping folks, and finally gets back to about the 20-yard line. And that's where Wash will have it. And Warriors will send Epps Keller back in there, the sophomore, with 1:36 to play in the ball game. And now Now you just turn your attention to district play. If you're the Washington Warriors, John.
This is an all too familiar scenario, following the same script as last year, isn't it, for Wash?
Indeed. 2-2 going in, and they're taking on the favorite in the district, Xavier. And we'll have the game next week right here at Kingston for you next Friday night on CRM Live Sports. Keller back to throw, steps up in the pocket. Gonna drop it across the middle and off the hands of Mitvalski, incomplete. He had a couple steps on his defender. Good throw, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 with 1:28 to play in the ball game. And gonna look tomorrow in KJ Pilcher's article that this one was a little bit one-sided, but it was a 12-10 Wash lead.
That's right, and at the end of the third quarter, only 16-12 advantage for Linn-Mar. So yeah, fourth quarter is the one that told the tale in this for Linn-Mar.
Taylor in there as the lone setback. Twins left, Twins right on 2nd down and 10. Malik rolling to the right side. Roskup chasing him. He's been in the backfield all night. There's the other guy that's been there, Watts, directing traffic, throwing upfield, and Mo Blue makes the catch. And he just throws the ball right back in the field.
That was a pretty darn nice reception by Coach Blue.
Coach Blue can still ball.
Went up with both hands, made the O with his hands. I mean, that was a textbook catch. Feet never left the ground. I mean, he was cool as a cucumber when he called that in.
So it's a 3rd and 10 from the 20-yard line. With 1:16 to play, Wash down 30-12. They'll send a man in motion. That is Budekofer, and he'll get it on the jet sweep and almost slips to the 20 and gets ahead to about the 26-yard line.
Aaron Budekofer, yet another sophomore for Washington.
As we go under a minute to play.
Well, there was a time in the big school class, Scott,
Rarity.
You remember it, when a sophomore didn't have a hint at ever seeing a varsity start.
Never even was discussed, never talked about.
Didn't
happen. Of course, those were the days of 85 on the roster.
That's right. My first year coaching at Jefferson under Bill Calloway, he elevated a young man who was a sophomore to the running back position by the name of Randy Meyer, and it was darn near scandalous.
Indeed. So a timeout going to be taken here by Wash with 29 seconds to play here in the ball game.
Coming up in their district slate, Washington, of course, as you said, starts off with Xavier, the prohibitive favorite, of course, in that district. But then they have to travel to Tiffin to play CCA. That was a one-point game we called last year that came down to the last play of the game. Then they've got to make a trip to Newton. Then they've got Oski at home.
Who's very good this year.
Yes, and they got Oski at home, and then they finish on the road at Pella.
And Pella's played they're 0-3, but they've played a gauntlet. They are going to punt it away, and Monty Beard will kick a very high punt and will stop dead at about the 42-yard line.
So as I look at that district slate, stay healthy, give a good showing at Xavier, who may be one of the best teams in the state, if not the best one, when it's all said and done. And then you've got 4 games that are within your control for the runner-up position in that district and another playoff berth.
Basically what it came down to last year.
Exactly the same scenario.
So it'll be Linn-Mar for probably one play to come out and kneel it down. And Tim Lovell will get his 2nd win this year for the Lions. This was a bring your lunchbox to work type night for the Lions. As they will go into victory formation, Waller will take it. And that is all she wrote for this one here tonight at Kingston. As Linn-Mar spoils homecoming for Cedar Rapids, Washington. As it's the Lions getting the victory. Both teams now 2-2 on the season. Linn-Mar 30 and Cedar Rapids, Washington 12 as the two teams and the two coaching staffs shake hands at the 50-yard line. We'll take a break. Get you ready for the Plum Supply Kitchens and Baths post-game show after this on CRM Live Sports.
End your search for your favorite restaurant in Cedar Rapids. Come to Emil's Hideaway. Emil's is the home for the best-tasting American food around. Choose from your favorites: chicken, pasta dishes, pizzas, burgers, and fries. Whether you're bringing the whole family for a meal or wetting your whistle at our fully stocked bar, there's something to satisfy all ages and tastes at our classic American local restaurant. Need catering for your next party or event? Emil's has that too. Call them for details. Emil's Hideaway, open Monday through Saturday at 4 p.m., is right next to Home Depot and across from Lyndale Mall on 1st Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. Looking for reliable and professional plumbing service in the metro area? Look no further than Evans Plumbing. From the smallest and simplest jobs to large commercial plumbing needs, Evans Plumbing will strive to exceed expectations by ensuring that all plumbing work is done to the highest of standards. Evans Plumbing uses only the highest quality parts and equipment to ensure customer satisfaction is guaranteed, and 24-hour emergency service is available. Evans Plumbing, 5070 18th Avenue Southwest, and at evansmasterplumber.com.
Plum Supply Kitchens and Baths. Your home never looks so beautiful. Plumbing fixtures, a great variety. Transform your home with Plum Supply. Our kitchen designs are amazing. Our service is priceless. Plum Supply. Touch and see. Plum Supply Kitchens and Baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
Back with you from Kingston Stadium in the Bob Brooks press box. Scott Unash, John Hegarty. Linn-Mar wins it 30-12 tonight over the Washington Warriors. Lions now 2-2 in the season, while Washington drops to 2-2 as well. A 12-10 game, a seesaw game back and forth. A lot of weirdness to it. You saw Linn-Mar return the opening kick of the game. They kicked off to Washington. Warriors' Michael Blank took it back. And we thought we were ready for an offensive show. Did not materialize with that. And then both offenses struggled in the first half. Wash came out, looked like they got a spark at halftime in the third quarter, took a lead, and then a couple of back-to-back touchdowns. It was Waller to Ferguson from 34 yards out. And then right after that, Washington went 3 and out, got a bad snap and a punt. Linn-Mar's Watts fell on it in the end zone, and that was all she wrote.
Well, finishing up the third quarter, it was the game was hanging in the balance. Linn-Mar was clinging to a very slight 16-12 lead, but then they just took over in the fourth quarter. The momentum that Washington had built during the third quarter and really had looked about as good as they had all game, execution-wise and solid defensive play, it just crumbled in the fourth quarter. But most of that is due to the fact that Linn-Mar just outplayed them in the fourth quarter. And just couldn't hang on at that point. And the 30-12 final, nowhere near indicative of how tight this contest was, right up until the very end, actually.
Yeah, we'll get you the final stats in the ball game coming up here in just a moment. But really impressed by Austin Waller, I beg your pardon, the quarterback for Linn-Mar, the sophomore. I thought he ran his team very, very well.
Yes.
This defense that held Pleasant Valley to 7 last week in regulation, they were the real deal.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. They reminded me so much of what we saw from Kennedy last week. Just 11 guys on the field that there's not really a superstar per se out there that, is going to be bringing in big Division I offers or anything like that, at least not to this point. But just 11 solid players, all great athletes. Wouldn't be surprised if they're all multi-sport athletes. They know how to compete. The fundamentals are there. The techniques are solid. I've never seen in a game so many beautiful form tackles as I did by this Linn-Mar defense tonight. They're just, as you said, I think maybe early on in the third quarter, it's a bend but don't break defense. They're not going to come out and just clobber you every play, but try and move the ball 60, 70 yards down the field on them for a score. It's darn tough to do.
It's going to be tough to do, and Carter Henderson is getting healthier and healthier, which is not good news for the rest of 5A in Eastern Iowa.
The thing about Henderson is that when I look at him this year, although he's hampered and slowed by the injury, he looks bigger and stronger to me than he did last year. I don't know what you think, but he's still got his speed. He's still got his agility. He's got the good eyes. He can see the field and opening so well, but he's put on some really good weight. He still wears his pads super well, looks really good and solid in there. And if he can get back to fully 100%, that's going to be a tough thing to do for the opposition of Linn-Mar.
So the Lions win it tonight 30-12, and we told you that both teams ran back the opening kickoff of the ball game, and it was 7-6, Washington missing their extra point. Linn-Mar took a 10-6 lead into the halftime break on a 32-yard Mitchell Fromm field goal. The lefty made it 10-6, and then Washington came out, and it was the quarterback Stephen Kane for Washington, hitting Michael Blank from 51 yards out. They went for two, didn't get it, and it was 12-10 at that point. That was with 4:26 to play in the third quarter. Final 17 minutes of this game then belonged to the Linn-Mar Lions. After that, Linn-Mar got the pass from Waller to Ferguson from 34 yards out to make it 16-12 as they went for two and did not make it out of the swinging gate. And then after that, Washington got the ball back, went 3 and out. Bad snap through the hands of Monty Beard, rolled back into the end zone. Sam Watts fell on it, and that made it 23-12. And the Warriors then, after that, had to punt it. And Linn-Mar then put it away, really, John, with a 7-minute drive that ended with a fumble, but took the clock all the way from 10:03 down to 3:21 in the fourth quarter. And the Lions put it away that after a Warrior fumble when Carter Henderson took it in from 11 yards out to make the final 30-12. Total yardage tonight, Washington actually with a little bit of an advantage, as the Warriors with 220 total yards to 214 for Linn-Mar. Wash 167 through the air, 53 on the ground. How about Stephen Kane tonight? 15 of 19 for 162 yards. He did throw one touchdown, but boy, oh boy, he looked good tonight. He had the whole first half for Washington. They usually alternate quarterbacks possession by possession, but he went the whole first half in this ball game tonight. Epps Keller came in. He was 2 of 11 for 5 yards in the ball game. Michael Blank caught 5 for 86 and a touchdown. Brock Davis caught 6 for 48. Leighton Charters 2 catches. Watts McBride had 2, and Stock and Mahoney had 1 apiece. On the ground, Watts McBride, 17 carries for 54 yards. Alex Taylor had 5 carries for a total of 8 yards. Stock, 3 carries for 13 yards tonight. Washington had 11 first downs in the ball game, penalized 6 times for 40 yards, and had 2 turnovers. For Linn-Mar, 214 total yards, 174 on the ground, 40 through the air. As quarterback Austin Waller, 6 of 11 for 40 yards. He did have the 1 interception. We think it was an interception on a deflection tonight, but was just really, really solid. 2 catches by Keaton Roscup for 11. Mazinski caught 2 for 20 and a catch apiece for Jackson and for Henderson as well. Well, check that. Hold on. 7 of 12 for 74 yards. 1 touchdown and 1 interception. I forgot about the Ferguson 34-yard touchdown. So doesn't want to shortchange that young man any. Anyway, 7 of 12, 74 yards for the Lions. On the ground, Linn-Mar had Carter Henderson with 10 carries for 74 yards and a touchdown. Severson got 10 carries for 52 yards. Waller ended up with 10 carries for 29 yards. Jackson with 2 for 15 yards in the ball game as well. 12 first downs for the Lions, 2 penalties for 28 yards. They had the game's only 2 sacks, and they turned it over 3 times. Third down conversions, 3 of 7 for Linn-Mar. Wash was 5 of 15, 0 for 1 on 4th. Warriors had a slight edge time of possession, 26-46 to 21-14 in the ball game. So there you go. The facts and figures to this one. And I can proudly say, John, Kansas City's 27, LA Chargers 24.
You knew they'd come back.
It is a final.
You knew they'd come back.
I'm pretty happy.
As you should be.
As a tried and true Chiefs fan up here in the Bob Brooks press box. All right, we're going to take a final break. Come back. We'll have our play of the game and our player of the game for you when we return after this. You're listening to high school football here on CRM Live Sports.
First Federal Credit Union is proud to sponsor high school athletics. We understand the hard work and dedication it takes for these students to succeed on the field or in the classroom. At First Federal Credit Union, we work hard every day to listen, solve problems, and are dedicated to finding ways to help you with your financial needs. From home loans to auto loans, checking, or even the best savings rates in town, we're here to help you achieve your goals. Learn more about First Federal Credit Union at firstfedcu.com, member NCUA. First Federal Credit Union has been helping homeowners for almost a century. Options are crucial when it comes to a first-time home purchase, mortgage refinancing, or a bill consolidation loan. Being able to select the absolute best loan for your situation can literally save you thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or an experienced homeowner, First Federal Credit Union will work to find the solution that is right for you. Learn more at firstfedcu.com, member NCUA, equal housing lender. Carpenters Local 308 in Cedar Rapids is a member of the North Central States Regional Council of Carpenters, representing nearly 27,000 members and their families in the upper Midwest. The union is dedicated to protecting and elevating the economic and social conditions of all workers and to provide our industry with the best trained, most productive, and safest workforce available. Carpenters Local 308 is always looking for new workers to join their ranks. Apprenticeship classes and training are available for you to become a skilled worker for your career. More information on Carpenters Local 308 is available at carpenterslocal308.org.
And we are back at Kingston Stadium as Linn-Mar beats Cedar Rapids, Washington tonight 30-12. Both teams now 2-2 on the season. And we need to give our two awards here. First of all, our first award here tonight. We're going to go with our play of the game here tonight first. And that is brought to you by the good folks with Carpenters Local 308, dedicated to protecting their workers and provide the best training workforce available. Apprenticeship classes and training available. CarpentersLocal308.org. That's CarpentersLocal308.org. Go ahead and check them out. And big thanks to Bob Dobeck and everybody over there. And tell you what, John, I think we got to go with it was a back-to-back situation. It's got to be the Austin Waller to Taden Ferguson pass, and then right behind that, the bad snap on the punt goes through the end zone, and then Linn-Mar gets a touchdown.
Yeah, it changed the whole momentum of the game, and basically what happened was Waller, the quarterback for Linn-Mar, a little bit of a broken play, and he rolled out, tried to buy some time as he rolled towards his own bench, and downfield he spotted Ferguson, who had broke off of his original route and did a good job of floating, drifting into open space, and he hit him with the strike for the back-breaking touchdown. And I totally agree. That was the play of the game.
Yeah, so those will be our plays of the game here tonight. We're going to go plural instead of singular. And they are brought to you by Carpenters Local 308 here in Cedar Rapids. Our player of the game brought to you by First Federal Credit Union. Check them out online at firstfedcu.com. Thanks to Tom Chalstrom, everybody over there. They're proud to support high school sports. Auto loans, checking, and the best savings rates in town. firstfedcu.com. John, I'm going to make you a happy guy tonight.
We're going defense.
Not quite as happy as yours truly with the Chiefs winning, but I think we got to go with the defensive guy tonight. Sam Watts, who's offensive guy as well.
Yep.
He puts his hand in the dirt, man. There's no dirt anymore, but puts his hand on the ground. He was terrific. sack, a fumble recovery tonight, and he was all over the field for Linn-Mar.
I love it when those guys get touchdowns from a defensive standpoint like that, and it really is a huge shift in momentum when things like that happen. Just puts a bounce in everybody else on your team's step, and Watts was a man on the field tonight.
So congratulations to Sam Watts, the junior for Linn-Mar. He is tonight's First Federal Credit Union player of the game. Wash gets ready to host Xavier. They get an extra day. That will be right here at Kingston next Friday night. We'll have that game for you right here on CRM Live Sports. And then you gave the rest of the Washington schedule. Linn-Mar goes home for the first time this year as their field is ready to go. You heard that earlier tonight with Tim Lovell. They're going to move in tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Said the whole team's going to grab a box and make the transition. That's easy. You got your own moving company underneath you. But they'll take on Jefferson. We'll see Linn-Mar in a couple weeks, John. The opposition will pick up when Southeast Bolt comes.
I was just going to say, they better enjoy their little job that they have to do against Jefferson, because then Southeast Polk comes to the Marion, and down the way here in the last game of the season, they're going to have to go back out to their home away from home because they've got to revisit John Wall Field and play Prairie one more time.
That's right. They go to Ottumwa and then have Davenport Central for the home finale before they go to Prairie to close out the season. And a game that for the second straight year could have a lot of implications to it.
For both of teams, for sure.
For both of those teams. But that's week 9. We're in week number 4. And we'll be back here tomorrow night. Cedar Rapids Kennedy, unbeaten at 3-0, taking on Cedar Rapids Jefferson here at Kingston Stadium. 7:15 will be our broadcast time for you tomorrow on CRMLiveSports.com. And thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight. By the way, this was pointed out to me by several people, including Mr. Mark Dukes, that we should have brought cupcakes or something for the old gray lady tonight because she celebrated her 70th birthday this week. It was 70 years ago that it's not an exhibition. It's a scrimmage doubleheader.
It was.
Was it an exhibition?
It was, because neither of the wins counted, and neither did they play full games. They only played halves.
Yeah, it was just a half.
Right.
But, McKinley, Wilson, Roosevelt. Who am I missing?
Roosevelt and Wilson High Schools.
Roosevelt and Wilson High Schools.
Franklin and McKinley. Sorry, Bolts. The original Bolts, by the way. And, they played back in 1952 to open up Kingston Stadium 70 years ago this week. And future Jefferson coach Bob Ask coached in that evening opener here for which of the 4 teams?
Wilson?
McKinley. Yeah.
Oh, on the other side of the river.
Yes, indeed. Which was odd, because then when he came that first year to Jefferson, he had to go out and coach against, in the Jeff Wash game, a bunch of his former players.
That's true.
Who he'd had at McKinley High School, which then became, as they all did, junior highs.
Yeah. So we'll be back here tomorrow night. Maybe we'll bring cupcakes to the old gray lady. Maybe not. We'll see how it plays out. All right, that's going to wrap things up here tonight. Thanks to all our great sponsors here on CRM Live Sports. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. For John Hegarty, Scott Udash, saying so long. Final score tonight, the Linn-Mar Lions 30 and the Washington Warriors 12. This has been a sports presentation of CRM Livesports.com and CRM Live Sports. Have a great night, everybody.